piece has fallen off the board. The Cleveland Cavaliers have agreed to a 3-year, $150 million extension with Donovan Mitchell. He stays in Cleveland. By the way, that also includes the player option for 27 and 28. Spurs news, San Antonio has announced they have signed rookie guard and 4th overall pick Stephon Castle to his rookie contract. And Jameer Nelson Jr. and Tyrese Boots Radford are on the Summer League squad.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
Howdy.
It's Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday.
How about that?
Howdy.
Dude, I'm still wondering what the hell happened to June.
What do you mean?
It just went poof.
It's July 2nd. Sir.
I know. But, all of a sudden it's July 2nd.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, what the hell happened to June?
And then, what's going to happen? Poof. We're going to be in Oxnard, California, the 1st of August for our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage.
Can't wait for that. Looking forward to it.
We just have to get through this last stretch run.
Yeah.
Footballers around the corner.
But we had
soccer on last night.
Soccer?
I watched soccer last night.
Dude.
I watched soccer last night.
Did you need help sleeping?
No, absolutely not. I slept well last night after that game, although I was angry after that game.
You were?
I was because, we lost. And I say we, Team USA. I don't have a Premier League team. I don't have a this league or that league. I don't have an MLS team. I don't have, my soccer team is Team USA, and Team USA is not very good. And they haven't been very good. But I've been told we're getting better. I was told after the last embarrassment that we made all these changes, got a new coach who's probably going to soon be our old coach because that team sucks. I'm not a soccer guy, but with what I was watching last night, they're not very good, and officiating is piss poor whether you know the rules or not.
Dude, and it was a thriller, right? 1-0. Woo! Thriller.
You elitist types that are just misinformed.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's 1-0.
1-0. Yes. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Let me lift my pinky when I say that.
Well, you have to.
It's 1-0.
1-0.
So that I was telling you this, and I don't know. Maggie and I were in Mexico, and we're watching soccer, and it finishes 0-0. I guess is the correct word.
Scoreless. It's a scoreless draw.
How the hell does that happen?
Well, nobody scored.
I mean, doesn't somebody have to win? Don't you keep kicking the ball to the net until somebody scores? I mean, come on.
Only in certain times they have a shootout.
0-0.
A scoreless draw.
Whatever.
Yes.
Either way, it sucks.
I mean, you know what it's like to get shut out. So, I mean, you should understand. And yes, it does suck. No, seriously, I tried. I tried. And I typically become a soccer guy around the Olympics and around the World Cup. And the fact that a couple things for you soccer types that always call the show bitch that we don't talk soccer and they get mad when we do because we're ill-informed. That was the United States playing in Kansas City, which is one of the host cities during the World Cup. There was a lot of empty seats there.
Really?
The first surprise when I first started watching. Now, granted, I was on the phone with my mother. And so an hour of the game into the second half, I was on the phone with my mother. So I was watching without sound. But just poor execution on the offensive side, bad calls. And I mean, and I
how do you have a bad call in soccer?
Oh, it's easy. There's lots of bad calls. What I don't understand about soccer, and this is where I need help today, not from Joe Reinagel because he can't talk in this case.
I won't be able to help you, no.
But for those of you that actually follow soccer, and I'm asking this serious, not being a smart ass, none of that kind of stuff.
That's a first.
It is. That's why I want to be very clear. This is a serious question.
Yeah.
Because soccer utilizes a lot of technology, like review. There's a deal in the ball that can tell if it hit a finger. I mean, so there was a goal scored against us, the lone goal of the game. Now, I'm watching the game, and I said, well, I thought the guy was offsides.
Okay.
Right? And then they go to video review, the VAR thing. That's what they call it.
Uh-huh.
And in fact, it looked like there were two guys offsides, yet they let the goal stand. And I don't understand why. The announcers were very unsure of why. And when you have the technology that's supposed to help get it right, how do they get it so wrong?
Well, the officials obviously had a bet on who do they play?
Uruguay?
Uruguay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uruguay moves on. United States eliminated from whatever thing that we're playing in.
Copa America.
That's it. So you look at it, but in all seriousness, because at first they were trying to say, well, the guy that touched the ball first was onside, so like somebody else could have been offsides. That to me, I don't understand the rules enough to know. But then on TV, those guys made it sound like they got it way wrong.
Uh-huh.
And then after the game, our best player, being the sportsman that he is, goes to shake hands with the referee, who refused to shake hands with our best player.
Really?
Now, our best player had a lot of choice words for that referee for other botched calls inside the box late. But how does the referee not shake the hands? It just looks shady.
Well, it looks shady if you shake the hand. Maybe maybe he's got $100 bill in his hand.
I mean, we lost, so the 100 should be coming the other way around. But no, I mean, after the game, sportsmanship, you shake hands, whether, you feel you got screwed or not. I mean, it would have been one thing if the player refused to shake hands with the referee.
Yeah, it would have.
But for the referee not to shake hands with the player, which I believe is part of the tradition, I thought that was, I've got questions.
Well,
and I don't know who can answer them.
There's nobody that can answer it.
No. I don't know this either. With that loss, we're out of the Copa thing, but are we still in the Olympics?
I think so.
So we still get to take this same crappy squad over to Paris to get embarrassed over there before we come back and host the World Cup in 2 years?
The question is, will the coach still be around? Because there's rumors today that he's going to get canned.
He should be fired.
Yeah.
He should be fired.
Here's a question for you with the Olympics coming up.
Yep.
We were talking about this morning at the gym.
Of course. How's Ray?
Ray's great.
Yeah.
Ray's there. I wasn't talking to Ray about it. I was talking to my brother. Simone Biles. Watched her the other day.
Yep.
That young lady is now 27 years old.
Yep.
But she flies around like there's no gravity at all.
There isn't with
her. She
is
fantastic. So the question is that's what brought the whole topic up. The question is, like when I'm watching the Olympics, I would much rather watch the women gymnasts versus the men.
Okay.
And it's the same in soccer.
Okay.
I'd rather watch our women play than I would the men.
Now, there's a variety of reasons why you want to watch the women gymnasts.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Okay, just check it.
They're better.
They are
first
better.
of all. And when you talk about the women gymnastics, now the men, no disrespect to them, but theirs is more like strength.
Yes.
The women, it's more of the flexibility and the flying around and all of that.
Uh-huh.
So I prefer that.
Yes.
Over the strength
okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. I wonder if everybody else feels that way.
Sure.
For the little amount of the Olympics I'll actually watch, to be totally honest with you.
Here we go.
I'm not a huge Olympics fan.
I'm not until I am.
Well,
and I know that sounds knucklehead or cop-out-ish, but watching the trials the last couple of days, watching track and field can be fun.
Well, it can.
It can be. I don't know if I could do it all the time, but every now and then, like the last couple of weeks, has been entertaining to watch for a while on television. I don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, okay, how far are you running? It's not that, but I mean, just to watch what they can do. But watching track and field can be fun. If I could figure out a way to bet on it, it would be even more. But I wouldn't bet on it.
Can.
Well, I'm sure you can, and I'm sure there are that, but I wouldn't because I don't know enough about them, which adds to the, excitement of watching it because I don't have a favorite. You hear some of the stories and then they go out and they run ridiculous speeds or what they're able to do. I find that Interesting.
Yeah. Now I watch the basketball.
Well, of course.
Especially when France plays. I
Yeah.
want to watch that.
Yeah.
And now some of these players because they play in the NBA, even if they play for other teams. But the United States might be fun to watch again. There's some decent players playing.
Yeah. We'll see.
I don't know.
Now, Gino DiDomenico, great listener of the show.
Yes.
Max's dad.
Uh-huh.
Always a little weird when people know stuff and you go, how in the hell do you know that?
Uh-huh.
But Gino says this will sound funny, but they are using an outdated VAR system than the one they use in the Euro Championship, which has up to a millimeter review.
Gino, how do you know that?
Well, and why are they using the outdated stuff for this? And again, I didn't need a millimeter to see that two dudes were offsides.
Well, apparently they weren't.
Yeah.
They weren't offsides. See, it's the same in hockey. When some dude's offsides, I don't know that he's offsides.
Well, I do.
Well, you do.
Because I understand the rules.
Isn't it the same?
Well, but what they were trying to say last night, which is what I was very confused with, he could be offsides if he wasn't the one that touched the ball first, which I don't know if that's a rule. Like in hockey, if you're offsides, so the whole play dies. All right. So
a lot of NFL players wish that was the case.
Yeah, exactly. We were going to go to the call, but the guy hung up.
Now, see, Gino says it was talked about all day today in the FIFA community.
Well, sorry, I wasn't at that table for 4 having coffee.
I know, we should have been.
FIFA community
we
of
should
San
have been
Antonio.
there with raising our pinky. Nil.
We're not allowed into that coffee group.
You talk about
the
sounding
FIFA community of South Texas.
My goodness.
I mean, let's all go to gyms and pull up account. Oh, we can't do that anymore.
Not all the gyms are closed, are they?
No, but the ones that the FIFA community go to, or where are they at? Lion and Rose? Where does the FIFA community gather in mornings after bad games to bitch about officiating?
I have no idea.
Yeah, Gino also says the Olympic team is the 23 and under team, and this is the men's national team.
Okay, well, what the hell's the difference?
So we
got old guys in this team or what?
We don't send, I'm very confused.
So am I.
Our national team is not what's going to be in the Olympics. That's the men's under 23 team.
Dude, I have no clue. Why wouldn't you send the young guys to the Olympics?
Well, they are.
Oh, so the old guys don't get to go to the Olympics?
Yeah, apparently not.
Okay.
How do you say the dude's name? Pulisic? Pulisic. Apparently, he's our best player.
He is. Okay.
How old is he? Is he on the Olympic team? He's not on the Olympic team. So our best player, the best player in the United States, isn't on the Olympic team.
That makes sense,
right? That makes all the sense in the world.
Perfect sense.
Well, he probably didn't go to the training camp.
How about that?
He's 25.
Holding out.
He's too old. Another year he'll get cheaper insurance.
Too old at 25.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know who our coach is, but when I hear Alexi Lawless after the game say the knives are out, the dude should be fired.
Yeah.
Then I listen. All right, if he says so, let's go with it. Taylor Twellman years ago had that bit saying, "What are we doing?" And that was 12 years ago, something like that. It's the same thing that you could play today. What are we doing, Team USA?
This men's soccer team's not going to win anything.
They're not.
They don't ever win anything.
But they should.
But the women do.
Yeah, well, again, on the men's side, which is the focus right now. Why aren't
I thought it
we?
was just soccer, period.
No.
I mean, dude, I'm enjoying this soccer talk. This is like the most soccer we've talked about since the 2.5 years I've been here.
Here's the problem. They finally got me to trip into watching a game.
I
was all in. And now I'm mad and I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
that's the problem with.
So you're not going to watch any more soccer?
I'm retired.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, now granted, they're out of this one, but the Olympics are coming. Can they get their crap together? Because I will root for them. They have the right colors. Team USA, let's go.
Right.
I'm not one of those like, all right, it's the Olympic time. Let me jump on Team Argentina. No.
Well, why not? Team Argentina.
Diego
we know
Maradona.
A guy from there.
Oh, we do. Do you know who Diego Maradona is?
I do. I've heard that name. Yeah.
In 1986, when I was a soccer player, They won the world. They won the World Cup with the
you were
the fist
a
of
soccer
God.
player.
Well, it's like everybody else. You play soccer until you're in, I don't know, double digits, and then you play other sports.
No, dude. See, that's my problem. Maybe I'm too old, but they didn't have soccer in Alice.
They didn't have soccer.
No, you played baseball. That's what you did. There was no soccer.
See, in Copper's Cove, you played football, and if you didn't play basketball, you played soccer until you got to baseball season.
We didn't have soccer.
We had soccer.
We probably thought it
Coach
was
Streckle was our soccer coach.
It's Streckle.
Yeah.
Isn't he coaching Texas now, Schlossnagel?
No, that's Schlossnagel.
Oh, okay.
Who took a big old one from left field today from the old general there at A&M.
I'm sure he's very upset by that.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
I mean, you realize things run deep and you messed up. General Welsh talking a little bit ago about Michael Early being the new baseball coach at A&M. Quote, he loves his family. It took Michael about 30 seconds into our meeting to mention Lisa and the kids. People who love their families tend to be loyal, and so do Aggies.
There you go.
Boom. Schlossnagel.
Yeah. So what, did Schlossnagel get a big raise to go to Texas?
Yeah.
Well, of course. So if I'm Schlossnagel, I'm going, hey, birds up, buddy. I don't really give a damn what you think of me.
He doesn't. He's going to work for his friend.
Well, I'm just saying.
But still.
And he got a raise.
He could have got a raise at A&M.
Well, he might have got a raise, but depends on where you'd rather be, College Station or Austin. I'm putting it out there.
Work for my friend or this other guy who said, if you're not happy here, you can go.
Exactly.
Yeah. But the day after or while you're competing for a national championship, they got Schlossnagled at A&M.
A&M, those folks hold a grudge, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I don't blame them. It's all right. Schlossnagel.
All this hockey talk is pissing off our listeners. Old Joe over at Tri-County said, don't forget the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Now that's a sporting event.
That's a sporting event. I agree with you. And you know what? There's a winner.
Yeah, there is a winner.
There's not a 0-0 in the hot dog contest.
I wonder if there's overtime. Could there be a tie? Because this year's July 4th.
It could be anybody.
Well, Joey Chestnut's not allowed to compete.
We're going to have a new champion.
We will.
That's exciting.
And maybe a new folk hero, because right now I have no idea who to root for in that. I just know I don't want to see a reversal. And I know none of those Nathan dogs, they don't hold a candle to the Tri-County dogs.
No, I agree with that.
You couldn't eat 10 of those Tri-County dogs in 10 minutes,
but those
let alone
delicious.
70.
They're delicious.
They are.
Yeah, they probably got the skinny little weenies at the Nathan thing.
Well, of course they do. That's how Nathans
big
are.
Fat weenies out of Tri-County. They do it right over there.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Seymour Wiener.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Tri-County, you'll see some wiener.
Going to a party on the 4th, and I've been tasked with doing some grilling.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I got to do hot dogs. And we're like, of course, it's the 4th of July.
Of course.
It ain't a party until the wieners come out.
Yeah, the wieners have to come out. You could say that on any day, as a matter of fact. Don't we all wish we could see more wiener? Yes. We sure do, Joe.
Oh, good Lord.
I need more meat between my buns.
What else do you have in there, Pledge?
Yeah, we got a lot. Always like my meat big. Always like my meat big. Where do I stick my meter?
You already played that one.
I like it thick. I was looking for the noodles.
Hump day.
Just wanted to break it up a little bit.
Of course.
That'll be tomorrow. Let's talk NBA free agency. What has happened today? Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, they're excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it, so you want to download it now. You don't want to wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app available in the App Store and Google Play. You can learn more about the HURT app and the Ortho Now Injury Clinic at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
San Antonio Sports Star.
The fight for justice never ends. In Texas, there's only one name you need to know. Thomas J. Henry Law. We're one of the biggest personal injury firms in Texas with the money to fight for you. We invest in expert witnesses, investigators, and cutting-edge technology because the best evidence wins cases. And you only pay if we win. No upfront fees, no hidden costs. We give back to the communities we serve, from school supplies for tens of thousands of kids to food for families and pets. Thomas J. Henry. Visit us online at tjhlaw.com. San Antonio.
They say health is wealth, and I could not agree more. That's why if you or somebody in your life is living with everyday aches and pains, I want to tell you about Relief Factor. And I'm telling you, I can feel the difference. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. Naturally. Now that's a big deal. Developed by doctors. Relief Factor's unique formula of ingredients all work together to help support your body's response to inflammation. Instead of masking pain for a couple of hours, Relief Factor actually helps reduce or even eliminate your pain for good. Whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain, if you're looking to feel better, live better, give Relief Factor a try. In 3 weeks, you will know if it's working because you'll feel it. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Save on your first order. Don't let pain tell you how to live. Fight back naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
This is Pre-Tection. Yep, Pre-Tection. The everyday skin protection ritual that protects your skin from mosquitoes. Pre-barbecue. Pre-playground. Pre-everything. Pre-every day. Prevention is the best protection. This summer, make sure you have off the #1 dermatologist recommended repellent brand. SC Johnson, a family company.
Presenting Again Fling's love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Want to hang out with us in Las Vegas?
Oh,
you can.
yes.
The Blitz going back to Circa Las Vegas for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest weekend, August 22nd through the 25th. We're going to fly out there, do the Blitz Thursday and Friday there at Circa. And then obviously we're hanging out for the weekend. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Have to enter in Nevada, but you can play from anywhere. So join the Blitz out in Las Vegas. It's going to be a lot of fun. And those that went last time can attest. Details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
I'm looking forward to that. And both of those contests are going to be fun.
Yes.
I mean, you can win some big time money.
You can.
I mean, huge money.
Yes.
You getting in?
I'm definitely doing the Circa Million.
Okay.
I don't know about the Survivor.
No? Survivor's fun, though.
Survivor's fun, but
see, that's I could see you coming down to a scenario where you're doing great, and then all of a sudden you got the Cowboys left, and you got to hope they lose.
Well, see, and that's I
now,
mean, look,
if it's the playoffs, you're in good shape.
The Survivor League is exactly what it is, right? And there's 10 million up for grabs. You go 20-0, be the last person standing. Pick one team straight up every week to win. If the team loses or ties, you're eliminated.
But you can't use the team for a second time.
No, only pick each team once in a season.
So if everybody's sitting there, we're going to take the Carolina Panthers every week. You can't do that.
No. Last year, 4 winners split $9.2 million.
Wow.
This year, the guaranteed prize is $10 million. The Circa Million, pick 5 teams against the spread every week. Picking 5 teams against the spread sounds easy enough, doesn't it?
Sure does.
There's quarterly and season-long prizes, and more importantly, the entry that does worst gets a $100,000 booby prize.
Now, is that some hooker in Vegas?
No, it's $100,000.
Oh, okay. Well, I
didn't say it was a booby prize. Didn't say it was a prize booby. I said it was a $100,000 booby prize, which means you know,
which begs the question:
what
would you pay $100,000
for what?
For a hooker in Vegas?
I wouldn't. No, I'm sure some have.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
not for one.
You'd have to have
yeah. That sounds like a bad movie, right?
$100,000.
$100,000. A couple of hookers in a penthouse.
I don't know if it's a bad movie or not. That could be a fun movie.
The problem is it'd be like you on the blackjack table. You spent all that money, and before the first shoe is done, you've left the table.
I know, because I got to go back to the ATM machine.
It's what you did last time we were out there. We never saw you again. We didn't see you for hours.
Well, I was a little pissed off. I'll be honest with you.
I wouldn't blame you as bad as you were playing.
I'm the only. I was doing everything right. The rest of you were all winning.
Yes.
And I'm like losing. I'm getting the worst call. I'm getting 15, 16 every time.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what was going on there.
You know, the sad part is our buddy Chip, because we stayed at that table damn near 5 hours.
Long time, yeah.
You left. He started playing where you were, so nobody else would sit there, and started winning.
Jeez. See, I got this black cloud that hovers over me when I'm in Vegas, and it only rains on me. That's the problem.
Good.
Damn it.
I mean, if you're going to lose your money, do you want to lose it at the blackjack table or with a $100,000 hooker?
Well, at least I get my money's worth. Yeah, I'd say
$100,000. Would you?
No. Well.
I mean, unless she's making breakfast in the morning, round 3.
Yeah, that better be an electric.
An electric?
I can't say anything else. I like my job. Woo!
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I would ask why you're red.
Well, I mean,
but I know it was the sunburnt that you
it's
got
exactly
in Mexico,
what
right?
it is. Of course.
Yeah.
By the way, my friend Sergio from Mexico is listening. See, I got us a new listener while I was in Mexico.
You've got a friend named Sergio?
Sergio. Yeah, he took very good care of us in Mexico.
Sergio, where's he listening as? On YouTube?
In Cozumel, on YouTube, yeah.
What's he do down there?
Sergio is with the he's with the Unlimited Vacation Club.
Okay.
Which we're members of, have been for years.
So you got to go sit through like an hour spiel
not anymore. We don't have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. We did the
Sergio is one of those guys.
Sergio, but you know,
is a closer.
If you ever need anything, I got Sergio's number.
Yeah.
So it's good. He's a good dude.
Good.
See, I got a new listener. I was working last week.
Were you?
See that? I got listeners for the show.
You tell that to the accountant when he's doing your taxes.
Exactly
that
right.
That was a work vacation.
It was a work trip.
Yes. I went to the sports bar, watched the draft. I was working.
No, the draft wasn't on. I had to watch that on NBA.com.
So when I was in Cancun, I was trying that. I thought it was funny because it was called Sport Bar. There was no S at sports.
They had plenty of bars. That wasn't the issue.
Yeah, of course they do.
The issue was they didn't have.
Did you go visit Sergio
ESPN.
and sit through the spiel before or after the bar? Like,
No.
what did you guys commit to?
Didn't have to do that this time.
This time. Last time.
Yes.
Last time you sat through that, but got to this time.
Yes.
Yeah.
They give you a break. Well, they always check on you. See how you doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They're just saying. New listener.
New listener.
Does that count?
Sure.
And see, here's the
Of course
problem.
it counts.
It's ESPN
Yeah.
over in Mexico. It's not Mexico's fault. It's ESPN's fault. I couldn't even use my app on my phone.
Well, there's ways around all that.
There is. Well, I tried a VPN. Didn't work.
You know,
VPN said I was in Pennsylvania.
Well, it's because you got to change your VPN to say you're in Mexico.
Why would I do that?
Because you were in Mexico and needed your services.
Well, it knew that. That's why it didn't give it to me. Oh my goodness.
Uh-huh. You okay?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, it's been a crazy start to this show today.
Yeah. It's a day that ends in one.
Well, sure.
So Donovan Mitchell no surprise, signs technically it's a 3-year extension, but in reality, it's a 2-year deal.
Right.
For Donovan Mitchell.
But he's got an option though, right?
Well, that's that's why I'm saying it's technically just a 2-year deal. No real surprise he's staying in Cleveland. They fired their coach, got him who he liked. I'm curious though, Darius Garland. I'm curious. Some of the rumors that we heard as the season was ending about him being frustrated with younger players and all that kind of stuff. While he says there was nothing truthful about those reports, will he kind of, hey, boss, get rid of that guy, get rid of this guy, go get me? Because Cleveland basically has 2 years to convince Garland to stay there. The only place he was going to leave for maybe was New York, and he goes home.
San Antonio? Who are you talking about? Mitchell?
Mitchell, I mean, but if Mitchell wants Garland out, that would be one that if I'm a Spur front office type, I would be trying to get a guy like Garland.
Well, I thought so too, but then I got to thinking, I mean, and put Chris Paul aside because he's only a 1-year guy, but I think Stephon Castle is who now the Spurs have drafted, hoping that he becomes the point guard of the future.
Well, possible. But he can play both guard positions.
He can.
And while he prefers to play point in a positionless NBA, just because I've got a Castle doesn't mean I can't chase another point.
Well, I agree with that, and I would love a Darius Garland here. We spent $11 million on Chris Paul.
That's nothing.
I'm just saying.
Get over it.
And I am over it.
You're not.
It was a fact. I just issued a fact. Did we? That $11 million on Chris Paul. That's a fact.
Which is nothing by NBA standards.
Okay, I'm just saying. But if you were to try to go out and make a trade for, say, I don't know, Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to pay the guy.
Sure, that $11 million doesn't. That
doesn't affect anything.
The Chris Paul deal affects nothing that the Spurs might want to do. There is nothing that's going to happen where the Spurs sit in the office and go, well, son of a bitch, man, we signed that Chris Paul. Now we can't do this.
Shouldn't have done it.
Nothing will happen that will. Pledge, would you stop? Nothing will happen that the Chris Paul deal is going to interfere with.
Okay.
Nothing.
All right. You're going to guarantee that.
Yes.
Okay.
I've just done that.
You just did.
I just issued a fact, Joe.
Okay.
Issuing a fact.
Well, I'm just wondering,
the Chris Paul signing does not prohibit the Spurs from doing anything they want to do moving forward. Except maybe call the agent over at Farmers and renew their policy.
Well, sure. Maybe that's the deal. Pop's getting some free insurance.
I mean, I think USAA is probably taking
care of him.
No, I mean, I'm sure Pop has to pay USA just like the rest of us. But I would like to think Pop is a USA guy, but who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
He doesn't have to be.
I mean, but USA is a big partner with the Spurs.
Well, sure they are.
Yeah.
And State Farm is not. That I'm aware of. Have you seen a State Farm?
Huh?
Maybe that's part of it.
I mean, it's possible.
Hey, Chris, you can come here, buddy. We'll pay you $11 million, but we need a little national attention from State Farm.
Well, I mean, they'll have to change his commercials a little bit, but I mean, State Farm Sweet Night for all the agents. I mean, I'm sure there's some ways that they're going to recoup the $11 million that they spent on this guy that apparently Joe thinks they can't afford.
Well, didn't Wemby get a job out of it? Didn't Wemby going to do commercials?
You would think that there would be some discussions.
I thought that was happening.
I don't know if it's a fact, but it's kind of like Wemby in an H-E-B commercial or Chris Paul in an H-E-B commercial.
You think Chris Paul will be in an H-E-B commercial? He might be.
He might be.
Yeah.
I mean, he came here on a major discount. They're going to do everything they can to make him whole.
Well, I don't feel sorry for Chris Paul. I think he's made a lot of money over 20 years in the NBA.
He probably has.
Yeah.
Probably has.
He's making more money with State Farm right now than he is with the Spurs.
It's possible.
No, he is.
He is.
He is.
You know that.
I do know that.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I think Chris Paul's going to be fine.
Chris Paul's fine.
I just got to come to terms with, now I got to root for this guy. This is my.
Well, you won't have to root for him long because the 24 minutes he'll play every night, then that's about all you'll have to do.
It all boils back down to my long theory that as sports fans, we root for laundry.
Well, sure.
You love a guy if he's wearing your uniform, and as soon as he's wearing a different uniform, you hate him.
I think Robert Horry is a key example of that.
A key example. I kind of came up with that theory with Deion Sanders.
Okay.
Love Deion Sanders as a Cowboy, then he was a Niner. Charles Haley is like, dude, you switch your uniform. I hate you now.
Yeah.
Sports hate, of course. But yeah,
of course. Yeah.
you know, I've never rooted for Chris Paul. I've never liked Chris Paul, and now he's on our team.
Well, Chris
remember,
Paul,
remember when the Spurs were flirting with like Karl Malone? Like, that guy can't come here.
That would have been tough to root for Karl Malone.
I mean, but that's what we do. We root
root
for laundry.
Dude, I'm not sure.
We root for laundry.
I'm not sure I would have rooted for that laundry. Karl Malone, he was like public enemy number one at that time.
It might still be.
Nah, he's a good dude. Isn't he a trucker?
According to 2021 Sportskeeda, James Pledger posts up. This is old too. So
yeah, it's
he makes
$8
million a year from his endorsements, including deals with State Farm, Nike, Air Jordan, Panini, and Tissot.
He's gotten a raise since then.
Well, I mean, but that's $8 million combined with all of those, not just from State Farm. But his endorsement, his business portfolio is probably up there.
He's doing
and all
just
the
fine.
other stuff.
He's doing great.
That he's doing. I mean, if you follow Jabari Young on socials, who's now, doing all that business stuff with Forbes, Chris Paul was on with him not long ago talking about his business ventures. CP3 is just fine.
He's doing just fine. He's made a lot of money. I mean, let's face it. He's gotten some big contracts over his 20 years in the NBA.
And seemingly been smart with his money.
Well, of course. All the respect in the world for Chris Paul. I think people think I don't like the guy. I love the guy. He's great.
No.
He's a Hall of Famer. No, I do.
Okay.
I just it's very simple, don't understand.
It's not hard to understand, but we'll kind of dive more into Chris Paul coming to San Antonio and what it actually means. We're going to do this segment until Joe understands. I mean, it's like holding somebody hostage. At some point, we will break him on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, what does the NCAA owe to players that were around before NIL?
Let's get to the serious business. The holiday's here. You putting some meat on a fire. We'll talk about holiday preparations and reparations. Get here early. The holiday edition starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Save money by shopping local for your fireworks at Mr. W Fireworks. At Mr. W Fireworks, we have been doing this for a long time, since 1963.
We never charge any hidden fees, and we pass our savings down to the customer.
Don't overpay for your fireworks ever again. We are proud to guarantee the lowest prices on fireworks around, and the biggest selection too.
We have locations across area.
Visit MrWFireworks.com to find us. Shop local and save 50 to 80% more at Mr. W Fireworks.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief occasion. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 88589E and 16004.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions. They'll tell you if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-205-5350. So if you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-205-5350 to speak with a live person now.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. What's the latest with the Cowboys? And are they even ready for the season? It's all right here on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. While you're there, you can comment, hit that thumbs up button. If you're listening on one of the various apps, appreciate you joining us on a Tuesday. Our we call them next day promos.
Yeah.
And especially this time of year when you just don't know what's going to happen when we record those the day before, because maybe the Spurs would have signed somebody. I mean, there's a lot of unknowns in a time frame like this, except for what I know to be true. Something was going to piss Joe off because it's a day that ends in Y, right? Something will make the man's head explode. And because I know you have not seen or heard this yet, because I just saw it on Twitter and I sent it to Pledge. Your head's about to explode with these comments from Lakers head coach JJ Redick.
With Bronny, I want to clarify one thing you just said, which is Rob and I did not give Bronny anything. Bronny has earned it.
Dude, my head's not going to explode. That's a hilarious statement.
Coaches lie.
Oh, my gosh.
He's earned it,
He's
Joe.
earned it.
He's earned it.
Yeah, because he just happened to be born under a lucky star to LeBron James.
It's called the Lucky Sperm Club.
Well, that's exactly what it is. Because nobody else would have drafted this kid. Nobody else would have drafted him.
He earned it.
He earned it.
That's what the coach just told me. With a straight face, JJ Redick just said he earned it.
Yeah. Redick wants to keep his podcast.
Well, no, he's given up his podcast to coach.
Oh, okay.
And by all accounts, not only his podcast, but the other ones that he owns, he's losing money by taking this job.
Bronny has earned it.
He's earned it. He's earned it.
He's earned it.
He's earned it.
Yeah, was that a script that LeBron wrote and said, I want y'all to read this exactly how it's written?
So now you think LeBron, King James.
Yes.
That dude is the coach, general manager, and head PR guy?
And owner of the Lakers.
Okay.
Yeah. He runs the show. I mean, I don't think there's any question about it.
Mm-hmm.
He runs that organization.
Rob and I did not give Bronny anything. Bronny has earned it.
He's talking about Rob Pelinka, not Thompson, just for the record.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Because Rob would have been smarter than that.
Rob would have drafted his son.
No, he wouldn't have.
Oh, yeah, he would have.
No, he wouldn't.
Rob would have drafted Rob Thompson would have drafted Jack or Clay.
What?
I mean, let's face it. I mean, when we talk about nepotism, I mean, Rob did have his son Jack working here for a while. It was cheap talent.
A little bit of a difference.
It wasn't guaranteed money. I can promise you that.
Not only that, they give this kid a guaranteed contract already.
Well, I mean, he is the 55th pick.
Yeah. Okay. Is he the only one that got? Dude,
I told you the head would explode. Just give it time.
I'm telling you, this is the. Hey, you know what? Screw the Lakers. I hope they implode.
There we go.
I do. I've never been a Laker fan.
Here we go. Bronny has earned it.
Big Kobe Bryant fan. But other than that, screw the Lakers.
Yep.
That's just stupid. That's just stupid.
Bronny has earned it.
Yeah, he's earned it.
He's earned it.
Well, he averaged 4 points at USC.
Dude,
he's earned it.
He's coming off of a heart attack.
Okay.
I mean,
so I'm sorry.
It wasn't a turned ankle. Dude had a heart attack before the season, and he earned it. Worked his ass off to get back into the rotation to get those 4 points.
To be on the bench at USC and average 4 points a game. Good for him. Look, I begrudge the guy a heart attack, but to be told by LeBron James that you're drafting this guy if you want me to come back, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Bronny has earned it.
Yeah.
He's earned it.
He's earned it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as you say, he was born the Lucky Sperm Club.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how he earned it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bronny has earned it.
Dude, I can't. And if there's any reporter in Los Angeles that is buying that crap,
there's not,
and did not write something exactly what we're talking about today, then they need to be fired.
We should text, try to get John Ireland on.
We should. Isn't he doing a show right now?
It's what time is it in LA? Maybe text him. He could drive us on, call us on the way home.
Yeah, there you go. John Ireland, love that guy.
He's a great dude.
Love him.
Great guy for restaurant recommendations when you're in Los Angeles.
Well, John's just a good dude.
He is a good dude.
He's just a good guy.
And again, if you want good restaurant recommendations, hole in the wall spots in Manhattan Beach, he could be the mayor.
Yeah.
The Chamber of Commerce guy. He's good people. We'll text him here in a bit and see if he can come on with a straight face.
I don't know that he can, but it's like John does the Lakers TV too, right?
Yeah,
so,
but he's still a talk show host. He's still an opinionist.
See,
I mean, he wouldn't be total company line.
Bronny has earned it.
Bronny has earned it.
I'm going to tell you, JJ, that was, you're in LA, buddy, where actors are actors, and that was the greatest line that I've ever heard.
I told you.
Bronny has earned it.
Yeah, he's earned it.
He's earned it.
Isn't that great?
That's awesome.
He's earned it.
If JJ says it, I believe it.
All this doubt that you had that they were just taking him to make LeBron happy, the coach who would never lie to us, no, we didn't give him anything.
Bronny has earned it.
Who knew that Bronny was that good?
Laker scout did.
They did. Unbelievable. I just wonder, here's what I wonder.
What do you wonder?
If and when Bronny and LeBron get on the floor together.
Oh, they will. It'll be history.
And Bronny screws up. Is LeBron going to throw a fit and scream in his face?
Oh, yeah.
You think so?
Oh, I wonder if he gets the dad talk and not the teammate talk.
I don't know.
Because there's a difference.
I don't know.
There is a
well,
difference.
There's a difference.
There is a difference.
Bronny has earned it.
4 points a game. Woo!
If he earns 4 points a game this year in the NBA, I'd say he overachieved.
Yeah, I agree with that. If he sees 4 minutes this year, he's overachieved.
Oh, he'll see 4 minutes in November.
Well,
maybe December. I mean,
perhaps.
he might be the key to them defending their in-season tournament title.
Bronny has earned it.
But I don't think we'll see Bronny getting any kind of regular minutes after the calendar flips and they're trying to make that push into the play-in.
Well,
I just don't see that happening.
Well, and surely Bronny's not going to be there for them to defend their in-season tournament championship.
Yeah, he will. Yeah,
you think so?
That's just,
they got to defend that thing.
He's getting a fully guaranteed deal. They got a banner and everything. I mean, it's there. He's not spending time in the G League.
Boy, the Lakers are going to be tough this year.
Do you imagine if he does go to the G League with his guaranteed NBA contract money? It would be like Michael Jordan playing AA baseball. I'll just buy a bus for the whole team because I'm not traveling this way.
It can't be much, right? I mean,
what?
His guaranteed contract.
I don't know. Look up what Giannis's brother makes and probably use that as your comparable.
Man. Hey, you know what? It's hard to be mad at the kid. I'm not mad at him.
It sounds like you are.
No, not mad at him. I mean, what's he going to do? Hey, my dad's LeBron. I'd probably do the same thing.
You would.
I would.
You would.
Sign me right now or I'm telling Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy's going to get mad at you, Rob.
So do they call him Dad, Daddy, or LeBron?
Paul. Hey, Paul. Well, that's Daddy. I don't know.
All the jokes about LeBron sleeping with his teammate's mom.
Wow.
Bronny has earned it.
Wait a minute. What? Who'd LeBron sleep with?
His teammate's mother.
Oh, he did?
Well, yes.
Bronny's teammate's mother.
LeBron is sleeping with his teammate's mother. It's not that hard to figure out,
No,
Joe.
I'm trying to, whose teammate are we talking about?
Bronny has earned it.
Bronny and LeBron are teammates.
Okay.
LeBron is sleeping with his teammate's mother. He is sleeping with Bronny's mother.
I get you. Okay, all right.
It wasn't that hard to figure out.
I thought we had a spectacle going on here.
That took way too long to put together. It really did.
I'm like, oh, man.
Sometimes, Ryan Eagle.
Well, I'm just.
Sometimes,
I'm
man.
still trying to comprehend Bronny being his teammate.
Bronny has earned it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I mean,
JJ gets to keep his job, at least until the All-Star break.
Oh, he's going to be fine.
Uh-huh. Well, we'll see. I don't know. LeBron's a coach killer. So we'll see.
The comments on YouTube are hilarious.
It took me a minute. That was like,
uh-huh.
Right over my head.
It took you way too long.
It did.
It took you way too long.
See, I have to. I'm thinking scandal.
And
then if LeBron is sleeping with his teammate's mother, yeah, that's not exactly a young person.
Dude, what does that matter? I mean, Bill Belichick's dating a 24-year-old.
Well, props to him.
I mean,
yeah, everybody's mad at him. I don't understand why.
Jealousy.
It's exactly what it is. Hey, if Bill Belichick can take care of that, props to him. They have nice drugs these days for guys like that.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Still, though.
Dude.
24? And she was, what, 22 when they started dating?
See, so it must be a pretty good thing.
Yeah, she sees the bank account.
Well, maybe that's it, but does she sneak out at night or what?
I mean they put them to bed at 8:30 and go out.
We got a Luby's at 4. You're in bed by 8, and I'm at the club by 9 o'clock.
What is your fascination with Luby's? You made that joke the other day on Twitter at Luby's as well about
Luby's.
Chris Paul.
Well, because it's where old people go. Hey, you know the joke. You go to Luby's at 4 o'clock. You're at home in bed by 8.
And you know this?
Well, no, but I've heard about it. I can't go to Luby's at 4 o'clock. I'm working.
You're busy.
I'm working.
Truth of the matter is he misses the Luann platter.
Nah, I never liked the Luann platter pledge because it's not enough food. I like the regular plate. I get a regular plate. Chicken fried steak there, Luby's. Is there any Luby's left?
I don't think there are.
That was pretty good, though. Even the little square fish thing is pretty good.
A square fish?
Square piece of fish.
From Fred's?
No, Luby's.
Luby's went to Fred's and served their fish? Is that what you're saying?
Does Fred's have a square fish, Patty?
I don't know. I've never been to Fred's.
Dude, we got to do that. That's got to be on our bucket list here.
To go to Fred's Fish
Go
Fry?
to Fred's Fish Fry.
I've never been.
We can invite some listeners to go with us. Pick up the tab. They can.
Oh, they can.
They can.
Dude, if I'm inviting the listeners to buy us lunch, we're going somewhere good. Not that Fred's isn't. I don't know. I've never been.
We have to go there. I mean, that's got to be. If you live in San Antonio, you have to go there.
How long have you lived here?
Wow.
And you've never been.
I've never been.
And so you're saying if you live here, you got to go.
Well, I still live here. I'm not moving anytime soon. So that I'm aware of.
Good. I've never gone. Pledge, have you ever been to Fred's Fish Fry?
See,
no, I've never been. I've wanted to, but
we have to go.
Do we?
Yes.
I mean, do we?
Dude, yes.
I don't know. I kind of like always.
What other iconic restaurants have you not been to?
Apparently plenty.
Yeah.
They had the best burgers the other day in the paper. I hadn't heard of half of those places.
Yeah.
I know we've done that before. I know AJ's doing a thing on his Instagram about barbecue joints.
Oh, yeah?
Those are always good.
Uh-huh.
I kind of like I might be a little mad at Fred's Fish Fry.
Why?
Well, because when they were doing the city jerseys, one of our listeners made a Fred's Fish Fry jersey and they sued him.
They did.
Yeah, screw those guys. But there is something about knowing that's always on the bucket list.
Uh-huh.
So if I empty the bucket and I end up there, fine. But I
hope that's not your only bucket list item.
No, see, that's what I mean. I got a lot of things in the bucket that are a lot higher on the priority list than Fred's Fish Fry.
I want to go to Fred's Fish Fry. I really do.
Benny says it's actually pretty good.
There you go.
But do I trust Benny and their fried oysters?
I love fried oysters.
Would you get fried oysters from a fast food joint?
It's Fred's. Yes, I would.
All right.
I wonder where Fred's fish is. I wonder where he gets his fish from.
Calaveras Lake.
Is that it?
I don't know.
I don't. I know. Did see Bobby Sign says it's gross.
Yeah. See, yeah, that's it. I kind of want to go there just because it's legendary.
Well, yeah.
I've never been there on a food recommendation.
It's been around a long time.
It has been.
That should tell you that it's good.
Does it?
Well, they got to have business.
I mean, Murph's has been around a long time too, and I've been there.
I've never been to Murph's.
I'll never be back.
Murph's. What is Murph's?
Better Burger?
Never been to Murph's. So it's not a better burger. Oh.
What are you writing up there, Pledge? You're writing War and Peace. Just open your mic and I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's all kinds of rumors about what Fred's really is. A front for something.
Yeah.
Square Fish is,
Fred's and Luby's. Square Fish.
Where else can I not get Square Fish?
The fish is pretty good.
Square.
What
was the frozen box guy? The guy that was out in the ocean with the yellow raincoat on?
Oh, the Gorton's fisherman.
Gorton's.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had Gorton's.
Fish sticks?
I've had fish sticks, but I don't know if they were Gorton's or not.
Well, who else makes fish sticks?
Well, somebody. I like fish sticks.
Do you really?
Yes.
I can't say anything. I love pizza rolls. A great snack. You got home from the bar. Do some bagel bites or pizza rolls.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Bronny has earned it.
He has earned it.
Dude.
He's earned getting drafted at 55. Will he get a multi-year guaranteed contract? We'll talk about it coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They do fantastic work and have for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. They've got the right service for you at the right price. And one of the great things about Hill Electric, never a service charge, always free estimates. So it will cost you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. So call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
You're riding with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Summer. What's not to love? Well, maybe not the scorching temperatures. Every day can't be 75 degrees with a breeze. So I went to Kohl's and stocked up on looks that'll keep me and my husband cool all season long. I got 20% off already great prices on linen dresses, cute jumpsuits, and comfy polos. Plus, I saved $15 because I spent over $75. And I earned Kohl's cash. So bring on the summer heat. We're ready to weather it in style. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Offers end July 7th. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Welcome to Staples, young man.
Tomorrow's my big day.
Big day?
First grade.
Aw. Well, Staples has crayons, markers, glue.
I need a laptop.
Oh, yeah, sure. With Staples Hot Deals, you can save up to $300 on select PCs for school.
Wait. The finances are Mom's department.
Right.
I'm looking for performance, like a Core i7 processor.
Boy, first grade has really changed.
Tell me about it.
Save big on tech for school with super low Staples Hot Deals. Right now, get up to $300 off select PCs at Staples. Ends 8/24.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, another free agency piece has fallen off the board. The Cavs have agreed to a 3-year, $150 million extension with Donovan Mitchell. He'll stay in Cleveland. By the way, that includes a player option for the 27-28 season. San Antonio has announced they have signed rookie guard and 4th overall pick, Stephon Castle. He's got his rookie contract in tow. And a couple of more pieces to that Summer League roster, Tyrese Boots Radford and Jameer Nelson Jr.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. On a Tuesday, and if you're watching on YouTube, the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, There's a lot of back and forth in there right now about Fred's fish fry.
There is. If you've never watched and listened to the show on YouTube, you need to check that out at some point in time because it's a nice little community in there.
Well, there's always been lots of, I don't know, rumors or jokes about Fred's and what it is. And that's going on in the chat. Is it a front for this? There's never cars there, blah, blah, blah. Justin writes in YouTube, my dad is good friends with the owner of Fred's. Definitely no front going on, just a modest guy. And I'm positive that if you say you don't like Fred's, you've never had it.
Huh.
And that might be very well true. I don't know. You Google it and, the menu comes up and there's some Reddit stuff and I mean, I have no idea, but it is kind of one of those legendary San Antonio spots.
It is
that if you've been, you have your opinion. If you haven't been, you hear things, but it is one of those spots that if you are from San Antonio, have been here a long time, you probably should go. But there's a lot of places like that in town that have been open for years, decades, that people swear by. And in other places, like one of my favorite burger spots in town, I go to about once every 3 years just because I never think about it, and it's called the Lord's Kitchen. Rarely do I think I'm going to get a burger, and do I end up at the Lord's Kitchen? Like, you got to plan for that. The Lord's Kitchen, one, you got to have the defibrillator ready.
Yes. Well, that's a good burger.
You got to go early to get a table.
Right.
Because otherwise you're not getting in.
Not very big.
You don't just randomly, let's go over there and get a burger.
Right.
But even then, rarely do I think about it. It's one of those spots that, like, if I ever saw that it closed, I'd be heartbroken, right? Because it is that good of a burger.
But if you went there long,
but
more often,
that's it. You're right. And
they won't close.
I think Fred's is kind of on that list. There's a couple of spots in town that are those legendary kind of spots, and legendary could be for a variety of reasons, but clearly if you've been in business for a long period of time and you're still able to keep the doors open, then you're doing something right.
Look,
or something.
I'm going to Fred's Fish Fry at some point in time very soon because I have to.
Very soon, before the Spurs used the draft capital that they gained in the draft last week. So by 2031, you'll have an unprotected visit to Fred's Fish Fry.
Well, I just hope I'm walking the earth by 2031. I mean, there's that. So I better get in there a little.
I'm just saying,
sooner than that.
I mean, what is sooner for you?
Well, I'm thinking.
You want to go Friday?
I'm going.
You want to go this Friday?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm going before we go to training camp. How about that? I'll have a nice report for you. Yes. I think there's one not too far from here.
Well, define too far from here.
Well, I don't know. Only one I know of is by J High School. I know there's one by J High School.
There's one on Blanco. There's one on Zarzamora, and there's one on Goliad, according to.
Well, now Goliad's a long way,
and there's a lot more than that apparently. But that's the three that come up when I Google it here. So those must be the locations nearest the radio station: Agalitos, Culebra, Bandera. So yeah, Castroville Road, Culebra, another one there.
Well, there you go. I'm going to make that happen.
Okay.
You can either go or not. It doesn't matter.
Justin, have your dad's buddy reach out to us. We'll set up a big old thing and have a listener party over there.
No kidding. That'd be great.
Might even bring Pledge.
All right. Yeah. I don't know if they got enough food for Pledge.
They probably don't.
Yeah. What? You like shrimp? Okay.
That's what I'm getting.
I thought there was something you didn't like.
Most things.
Seafood wise. No? All right.
Oysters.
Oysters. Raw or fried or both?
Oysters.
Oysters.
I like char-grilled oysters.
Now, see,
like at Drago's in New Orleans.
Yeah, those are okay.
Those are fantastic.
I'm a raw oyster.
It's the texture. I don't know. I mean, the char-grilled ones that you get at like Drago's in New Orleans are incredible. I've tried making them at home with the butter sauce and all that. Not quite the same, but good.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad.
Now wait a second. We got to clear something up here. I'm looking at our YouTube channel.
Oh, that's a dangerous spot.
Man M says something about me paying off my beer bets. So you want to make an announcement here?
Hold on. What was actually said?
So what will happen first? Joe eats Fred's or pays off his beer bets?
I don't know what the over-under on that will be. I think it's going to be a push. Now, I will say, he says pay off the bet.
Uh-huh.
You have paid down your debt.
Well, I made a down payment today.
You have not paid off the bet, but you did show up with a case of Flight by Yingling today.
I did. And I didn't even get it from Renee.
No.
I actually went into a store and bought it.
Good. But that does not pay off your debt.
Yeah,
sir.
boy, it's halfway there.
I mean, sure.
And look, I would have, and I should have now that I know, because I go into this one big franchise liquor store.
Well, there's mistake one.
Well, I guess so. And the guy says, well, we don't sell a lot of beer here.
It's a liquor store,
well, beer's liquor, is it not?
Well, it's alcohol.
Okay. So
it really is.
They had 2 cases, but they were bottles.
Yeah.
Minix isn't going to want bottles.
I prefer bottles, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, then I should have got those.
You should have.
So then I walk into a convenience store on my way to work.
Yeah.
And they only had 2 12-packs of Flight by Yingling. So I bought them.
You sold them out of their Flight.
I sold them out. So we need to get back over there and replace that. But I figured, Minix will be happy. Wasn't expecting this.
No, I wasn't.
You got beer for the 4th of July now?
I do. And my buddy Andy, who we're going to his place on the 4th, and I'm doing some barbecue, and because I posted the pictures because you wanted your credit for paying off some of what you owe.
I did get a little credit for that.
All right, so you're bringing Flight to the pool on Thursday. Yes, I am.
Of course you are.
Yes, I am.
But I know you and Andy, a case is not going to make it.
It's not.
So
it's not.
So maybe I'll have to stop by another store tomorrow and pay off that bet. But when I do, I want all these people, these funny comedians on YouTube and everywhere else, I want them to know that it's been done.
Oh, and for the record, according to James Pledger, the official scorekeeper, you owe 3 cases.
Now that's ridiculous. I want to see a recount.
I think all we got to do is ask the listeners. They wouldn't lie to you, Joe.
They don't know. You kidding me?
But they keep track of this stuff.
Nobody knows.
They keep track of
it.
This.
It was 2 cases.
It was 3.
I got half of a case. I got a full case. I owe you another one.
Half of a case. You got a 12-pack.
I got half of a 2 case.
Yeah, but they're the slim cans. Is it really?
Perfect.
Does that really count?
Yes. The slim cans are the best.
If you have the right koozies for them.
Well, my beer doesn't last long enough to have a koozie.
That's kind of how I am.
So I don't really care.
My wife does.
Well, she does. She's got a nice collection of koozies.
Yes, my wife.
she's got the best collection I've ever seen.
Dude, I don't know where they all of a sudden you're out somewhere and boom, there's a koozie. You need a koozie. You need a koozie. She's got. I don't know. What,
she's got them.
I mean, and there's good reason why she always has a koozie, and it has nothing to do with keeping her beer cold.
What does it have to do with?
Honestly?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to embarrass myself.
It won't be the first time.
Her beer will always be in a koozie.
Uh-huh.
Because she doesn't want to accidentally grab a spitter.
Oh.
That was my beer or her beer. So her beer, a learned thing, she always has a koozie just so she knows her cans from my cans.
Well, that's very smart of her.
Well, she's a smart woman.
Yes, she is.
That's why she's stuck around with me all these years.
That's her only flaw.
Is that it? Is that it? What are you waiting for there, Pledge? Me to say it's time for the Headline Blitz?
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
The last couple of days has been a bit of a celebration as Texas and OU are joining the SEC.
Yes.
On Sunday night, they had a 4-hour TV special on the 40 acres up in Austin. It was I don't know, propaganda television at its finest. But one of the things that they couldn't get Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner, to do was do the horns up. They tried. They couldn't get him to
wouldn't do it.
Yeah, he's a politician. Last night they were in Norman for a 12-minute special, And he was asked about horns down. And will that be a penalty in the SEC like it was in the Big 12?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about football penalties on July 1st. I'll let my football coordinator deal with that. I think we've used the word seamless. The creativity of our fan base on social media is on full display today. And I think that Oklahoma and Texas are being treated as our past 14 members. And you'll see both the warm and the cold embrace that can be present. And that is in many ways who we are.
You know, it shouldn't be a penalty. I mean, seriously. It's not like you're flipping people off or something. I mean, hey, let Oklahoma and Bama and then Georgia and everybody put the horns down. What, Texas a little sensitive?
Well, first off, I don't know that Longhorn fans were that surprised or upset by it. Everybody does horns down. Hell, horns down I see happen in games that don't involve the Longhorns.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, rent-free in your head? Go ahead.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what it is. But I could see where those types at OU, they've got the commissioner there, and it's this OU pep rally. We want to be able to do this again without penalties. We're going to be able to do this.
Of course they do.
Well, I mean, you could just see by the two different celebrations which one actually means more to the SEC, and it is the University of Texas.
Yes, I'm sure. A little sensitive on the 40 acres, huh?
Dude, it's the
don't do the horns down.
It was the stupidest thing that I mean, it was stupid.
Are you kidding me? The SEC is thrilled that Texas and Oklahoma are coming in.
Oh, absolutely.
They are absolutely over the moon on this thing.
Yes.
Because of the money that it's bringing. So don't let anybody tell you anything. The only people that aren't happy is Texas A&M.
Well,
they're the only people that aren't happy about it.
This is true. This is true.
Other than that, it's a celebration.
And even Texas A&M has to be thrilled that Texas is back in.
Sure. I'm sure they are.
They've got to be.
They ran as fast as they could to the SEC to get away from Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's
going to be fun. What's weird, though, is looking at the Big 12 teams now.
Oh, my gosh.
The Big 12 media poll is out. It's bizarre to think that's the Big 12. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Parkhurst New Vision. I want to talk about them because, again, today I open up social media, and guess what? Another happy Parkhurst New Vision patient right there singing the praises of Dr. Parkhurst and his staff at Parkhurst New Vision. And I understand that completely because I do that all the time as well. Just sing their praises. Had lens replacement surgery a year ago, and my eyesight is fantastic. I see better now than I've seen in years, and I'm just loving life when it comes to my eyesight. Look, you can join the community as well, and you can see better than you've seen in years. All you have to do is take the first step and call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasik.com. When you give them a call, you'll set up that initial consultation. You go in there and say, hey, my old buddy Joe Reinagle from the Blitz sent me in here. Second, you ask every question that you want, any concerns that you have. They'll walk you through the process, and it's really just an easy thing to get done and get started. Look, you owe it to yourself. Let Parkhurst New Vision do for you what they've done for me and so many others. Give them a call. Why don't you do it today? 210-585-2020.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Do summer projects your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. With free delivery on over 2 million items, you can make the most of summer grilling and dig into gardening. Plus, get same-day delivery on thousands of products like power tools and storage to tackle any last-minute garage project. Summer your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
Dive into the Marvel Universe on the official Marvel Podcast. We're going behind the scenes with the creators behind Marvel Comics, the stars of the MCU, and Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige.
But if you want the real answer, if we're trying to get real on this podcast,
Celebrate the legacy of your favorite Marvel adventures and characters. The official Marvel Podcast.
I think this show's going to be a real treat.
New episodes every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-550-8841. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-550-8841. That's 800-550-8841. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Tomorrow morning at 6, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Check them out on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Ryan-Engel. I'm Jason Minix. If you've done any grilling over the last couple of days, make sure you upload those great photos to the Grilling with the Blitz page at sasportstar.com. Because every Thursday we judge meat and give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
We judging meat tomorrow?
Tomorrow or Friday?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
if anybody's grilled a camel, we can do it tomorrow.
Camel?
Hump day. I love that camel. I mean, do people eat camels in some parts of the world?
I would think so.
I guess. I don't know.
I would think so, but I don't know. Not here.
No, and nor would I want to eat a camel.
You don't know that.
I don't.
You don't know that.
Well, I'd have to eat it and not know what it was.
Well, why were those steaks in Mexico?
Hump day. Somebody said that they were man's best friend. Like
possible. Possible. I don't know the answer to that. We could do it tomorrow to set somebody up for the 4th of July.
Right.
Or Friday, because I will be working. I'm the only one working on Friday. So
poor Jason.
Maybe we'll hold it off until Friday.
Well, you might need some content.
I'm hoping that the Spurs will do something, so we have something to talk about on a day that nobody is working.
Wow.
I mean, most offices are closed. What are you looking at, Pledge?
Who's producing?
Apparently, Edwin. Does he not know?
He does not know.
You may be in here all by yourself,
well,
buddy.
If I show up and the lights are out, I'm going home. But it's me and Edwin.
I've asked him. He knows nothing about this.
Wow.
Well, he's going to get an email. I'm sure Dax will let him know.
He'll let him know.
Yeah.
What if he's leaving town or something?
Edwin?
Yeah.
Edwin ain't leaving the house. That's why they figure he can come to work.
Oh, poor Edwin. Love that guy.
He's got to work all weekend anyway.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Why not work on a day off that everybody else is getting? So.
Well, I feel bad because,
Do you?
I do.
No, you don't.
No, I really do.
Yeah, you really don't.
Not really.
Not really.
I'll get over it pretty quick.
I'm curious how many people are actually working on Friday. Most people I know are off Thursday and Friday, and they get a long weekend.
It just makes sense, right?
Most businesses. I mean, it's weird. This because 4th is on a unless you're in retail or in the restaurant business, but offices, they're all closed.
All closed.
Everybody is closed. It's like
Right.
Battle of Flowers Friday.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, my wife is off. She got the day off.
Yeah.
She didn't have to put a day in for it.
Banks are closed, huh?
Banks are closed.
Mm-hmm. Gilberto
I
on our
don't know if the
YouTube
banks
says
are
I'm
closed.
working, but virtually from the beach.
Nice. Yeah, you could do that. Take the equipment out. They got an internet.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
How about that?
So we'll see. I don't know. So I don't know. We'll judge meet Wednesday or Friday.
Okay.
We'll see.
You might have a surprise caller on Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you might.
That's what we need to hear. A drunk Reinagel checking
I
in
won't
from
be-
Sacramento.
I won't be drunk.
Really?
It's not like I'm going back to Mexico. Not at that time. Show starts at noon.
Again. Joe's going to a baby shower.
Yeah, this is not a vacation.
No, it's a vacation.
No.
Joe's going to a baby shower.
Well,
you know damn well he's going to be drunk because Joe is thrilled to be going to a baby
well,
shower.
the baby shower's not till Saturday.
Yeah, so a good Friday in Sacramento.
Jeez, yeah. Woo-wee! Sacramento is a dump.
Wow.
It is.
How do you say that about the capital city of California?
It's a dump. My son-in-law and daughter-in-law live in Auburn, California, which is about 30 miles from Sacramento.
Okay.
It's a very nice little small town.
Little small town. So you're going to be in small town Sacramento.
Town. Yeah.
What's the weather there like? Is it cold?
It's hot.
It's hot?
Yeah.
So they're
very
not
hot.
they're not coastal, right?
No, they're not coastal. In
Okay.
fact, you drive about 50 miles and you're like on a mountain. It's crazy.
Oh,
they,
so
they go
you-
snow skiing. all
You
the
might
time.
see snow.
They're not even far from Napa.
Yeah.
So that
so-
could be a possibility.
So and you want me to still think that you're going to be sober?
Yeah, I could call you from Napa.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll even turn my phone on and give you a nice YouTube shot.
Oh, sure. That's just what we want. Sacramento.
Dude, I used to have to go there when we used to travel with the Spurs.
Early 2000s when they were good back then.
And it was a dump then. I can only imagine what it is now.
Oh, you haven't been back?
Well, I guess, 2-3 years ago we were there. Yeah. Auburn's nice. It's like one of those Hallmark movie towns. You know what I mean? You ever watch a Hallmark movie where they all fall in love and all of that?
No.
It's like a nice little picture postcard kind of town.
No, if Joanna's in one of those moods, I'd leave the house.
I'm just saying, it's a nice place.
Mm-hmm. Well, sounds lovely. So is
Yeah.
Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look, looks like a postcard. Getting all kinds of people talking about.
See, Auburn is home of the Western Stakes 100 endurance run, according to Daryl.
Well, that sounds like something you should do.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
A 100-mile run.
Dude, I'm not running 100 feet. Are you kidding me?
Joe can barely drive 100 miles without having to stop to pee. Could you imagine him on a run?
Dude, what do you mean barely?
I mean,
I'm stopping twice on a 100-mile drive.
April and Circa could do that. Joe
Yes.
Reinagel could not.
Well, could you?
Run 100 miles?
Yeah.
No. 5K is about my. I
What
don't
is a
wanna
5K? 3 miles?
3 miles.
Okay.
I don't want to say that's my limit, but that's my comfortable distance. You know, I did a 10K 2 years ago, and I haven't recovered from it yet. Tore my calf in the process of that, and I've been screwed ever since.
Oh, man. Now, I will admire April's abilities because she does all that stuff, right? Runs and swims and bikes.
Triathlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it the Ironman?
Ironman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how she does it,
I don't either.
but she does.
The best part about when April does those events, there's always a ridiculous story that goes along with it. Always.
I'm sure there is.
Always. The Big 12 preseason media poll got released today. The Utah Utes are favored to win the Big 12.
How about that?
it's still, to me, bizarre. It looks weird when I see this. And I don't want to say I'm kind of a Big 12 guy, but I've always kind of been a Big 12 guy.
Sure.
And when I look at this new Big 12, it's going to take a lot of getting used to. And I think we'll have the same thing when the Big 10 comes out because of all the Pac-12 teams that are there. It just looks weird to look at a Big 12 poll and see Utah at number 1, Kansas State predicted 2, followed by Oklahoma State, Kansas, and Arizona.
Kansas,
the Jayhawks. But your top 5, Arizona, Iowa State at number 6, Central Florida at 8, Texas Tech at 9.
Wow.
TCU at 10.
Wow.
BYU at 13, Baylor at 12, the Houston Cougars at 15, Arizona State. My rooting interest in the Big 12 picked to finish dead last.
Dead last. I can't believe Kansas is in the top 5.
They've done well with the portal.
Wow.
They've got some players. In Arizona State, it's funny because my kid goes to Arizona State, and now she's in the Big 12.
How about that?
Which I find hilarious. But you look at the Texas schools. It wasn't that long ago TCU was playing for a natty.
They were.
You wonder about hot seats. Baylor's picked to finish 12th. Dave Aranda, the expectations were a lot higher. Joe McGuire at Texas Tech. And they're working on the new stadium. If you saw yesterday, a cool way of doing it, ripping the tape off the field with the helicopter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that video, but they're an Adidas school now instead of Under Armour. And Patrick Mahomes' logo is on the field too. And they ripped off the tape, which was kind of a throwback to Mahomes, who's an Adidas guy, was wearing a Tech shirt that's Under Armour. So he put a piece of tape on it that had Adidas. So
I think that's cool. Yeah.
Texas Tech, at what point are they going to get better? At what point do especially with some of the oil money they've got coming into that program, for Tech to be picked to finish 9th, TCU 10th, Baylor 12th?
I don't want Aranda to get fired.
Why is that?
That would scare me. With one guy that happens to live here in San Antonio.
Well, and you look at potential spots for a Jeff Traylor. I think any of those are options.
Well, Texas Tech isn't, because he, I think, was offered that job.
He was, but if they made a change, wouldn't you go there? Now, keep in mind, Jeff Traylor has a massive buyout.
He does.
And that's
this could be a little smaller this year than it was last.
It's still going to be massive.
Sure.
And so now, who knows if Tech would be an option, but Baylor, you would have to look at TCU. You would have to look at it is kind of interesting when you look at those kind of schools, their expectations and where they are on that list. And, UTSA has another great year.
Yeah.
Around November, when coaches start getting fired, we're going to go through that again. And I think we'll go through that every year that Jeff Traylor is here. Until Jeff Traylor is gone, or if they're not winning. And when you look at this UTSA roster, and I know quarterback is going to be a big question, but by all accounts, this is probably the best roster Jeff Traylor has had.
Well, they were picked to finish second.
Depending on what you
read.
Behind
Memphis, I think.
Well, or first. I mean, they're all, I mean, they're either first or second. They're expected to win the American this year. Dave Campbell's, I know, has them picked to finish first. Others, they're first or second.
Yeah.
You look at that schedule, 2 or 3 losses is all that you see on there.
It's brutal, though, to start the season. I mean, they've got some cupcakes in between, but look, Texas State is not going to be a pushover.
No.
And then they've got to go to Austin right after that.
Yeah.
So you've got some tests for sure to start the season.
It's not that far. The fact that media days are about to happen.
That's incredible.
And
I
you
love
start looking at all of this stuff, and it's there. And then you we know they're going to play Texas, and most people have Texas with 1 loss on the year, and that's going to be Georgia. Although Georgia's at home. If Texas is what we think Texas is supposed to be, maybe they win that game at home. I'm more worried about the A&M game on the road at the end of the year. when Texas has everything to play for. A&M trying to derail any kind of hopes. We'll see what happens. And there's questions going in. You've got a Heisman candidate and Quinn Ewers is your starting quarterback for Steve Sarkisian going into the season. But what about Arch Manning? Paul Feinbaum, while on the 40 acres this week for that Texas propaganda show on the SEC network, Paul thinks that Arch will be the starter by the end of the year.
I have no intentions to tiptoe, Paul. Who will be the starting quarterback for Texas at the end of this upcoming season?
That will be Arch Manning. I don't need to tiptoe around that. That is guaranteed. You heard it. And we may even see him a little bit throughout the season.
Guaranteed. Well, now see, I'm confused. So if he's saying at the end of the season, of course, because Quinn's gone. I'm not exactly sure what he said. That is a guarantee.
I think he's saying that he will replace Quinn Ewers as the starting quarterback while the season is still going on. He won't start the season as QB1, but he will end the season as QB1 is what he is saying there. Not when the season's over and Quinn has collected his Heisman and is off to the NFL.
But he also said in that same soundbite, and we might see him during the season as well.
Earlier in the season.
Oh, that's what he said.
Well, that's how I took it.
Uh-huh.
This isn't as complicated as LeBron sleeping with a teammate's mom.
I get that. We said that on this show. It would not surprise me at all, and I don't wish anything bad on Quinn. But I mean, it's a physical league, and I could see Arch Manning being in there sooner rather than later.
Seeing the development from Arch, just going to spring game, has been impressive. What Arch was doing at the Manning Passing Academy this week, impressive. As far as him not just being given the keys to the car, Art said he's totally fine with that.
I like the situation I'm in. I like Austin. I like the school. I like the coaching staff. I like the people in the building. It takes a while as a quarterback. You try to make an impact where you are. It takes a while to learn everyone's name and learn the trainer's name and all the staff. So I didn't want to have to go somewhere else and do that again. I like the situation I'm in. Just sometimes you got to stay patient and stay ready for your turn. And I'm happy where I'm at. And, I can't wait to stay there for more years and win some games.
I love that kid. I really do. And I think it's just all, the Manning family and all of that stuff. But he's got to be ready to play because, it's a brutal schedule. Texas opens up with Colorado State, but then they've got on the road at Michigan. Then they've got the Roadrunners coming in. They've got to play Oklahoma, obviously, but then they've got Georgia right after that. So, man, you talk about a tough schedule. Texas will travel, obviously, you said to A&M. They've also got to travel to Arkansas. That is a brutal schedule they've got.
It's so funny. I don't think their schedule is all that brutal.
Really?
I really don't know, and I'll tell you why. Michigan is not the same Michigan team that won the national championship. With everybody that left and their coach, 11 a.m. in Ann Arbor, it's going to be tough, but they're not playing the team that just won the trophy.
So you got that as a dub.
Yes.
I'm not so sure.
Texas OU neutral site field, Georgia at home early, a lot going on there. They get Florida at home, Arkansas.
Hard to say.
Hard to say. It's not like they've got one of those brutal SEC schedules. Where do they go and play on the road in the SEC this year? Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Arkansas, and A&M. I think are their only true SEC schools. They're not going through the Mississippi schools. They're not. You know what I mean? When I think SEC tough schedules, it's not what I see here. Yeah, they got Georgia.
And back to back right after the Oklahoma game.
Yeah.
You got to come right back and get ready for Georgia no matter what happens in that game. That's going to be tough. And we don't know how good Florida is going to be. Arkansas, we don't expect much from them.
I look at the Oklahoma SEC schedule. They start, let's see, they got Temple to start, then Houston at home, Tulane at home, then they host Tennessee. Then they're at Auburn. Then they got the Texas game, host South Carolina. Then they're at Ole Miss. Maine somehow sneaks in there in November. At Missouri. And then they host Alabama before LSU. That, to me, is a brutal SEC-type schedule. That's not what Texas has this year.
Well, look, it's going to be tough. I don't care. I don't care what kind of team Michigan has. Going there, playing in front of, 110,000 people, it's not going to be an easy day.
No, I'm not saying it's going to be an easy day. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the Michigan team that just won the national championship.
Yeah, but it's not going to be a slouch.
No, but again, new coach, new system, new quarterback, all of that kind of stuff. It'd be interesting to see what happens there. But when that game was first announced years ago, it could have been a lot worse.
It could have been
than what it's going to be.
I'll give them 2 losses.
I look at Oklahoma, and that what looks to me like more of a traditional SEC schedule. Texas avoided that in year 1.
Well, then Arch will get that in year 2.
Yes, he will.
He'll get it. Roll with it.
He'll
Hook him.
I think
proud of that. Hook him.
I think he'll play a lot more than. And again, not wishing anything bad on Quinn Ewers, but
history says
it's tough. Yeah,
history
it does.
says.
So Arch better be ready to go.
Absolutely. Boy, I can't wait for football season because during football season, college football Saturday or NFL Sunday, the Roo Pub is going to be your spot to be. And even this time of year, whether you're watching a big fight, baseball games, the Olympics coming around the corner, the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road is the place to watch any big game, any big event with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. And when you show up at the Roo, show up hungry. The food, fantastic, all made from scratch. The biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu. If you want a great hot dog this week, they've got one. We call it the secret menu from the Angry Elephant, which is right next door. They're fantastic. Get the Frito chili dog. It's great. Great salads, I'm told. Great appetizers. Love the onion rings and the Philly cheesesteak fries. And that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. So when you need that late night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch any big game, any big event. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, what does the NCAA owe to players that were around before NIL?
Let's get to the serious business. The holiday's here. You're putting some meat on a fire. We'll talk about holiday preparations and reparations. Get here early. The holiday edition starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Celebrate July 4th with the hottest deals at Lowe's. Right now, get 2 select 2 or 2.5 quart red, white, and blue annuals for $10. And buy 2, get 1 free on select paint and exterior stain via Lowe's gift card rebate. Shop these deals before they're gone because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 7/10. Annuals offer in-store only. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Paint. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details while supplies last.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Can't escape the office this summer? Make your workdays tastier with delicious savings from Easy Cater, the #1 site for workplace catering. With over 100,000 restaurants to choose from, save up to $40 when you order from participating restaurants. These scrumptious discounts are available exclusively on EasyCater.com. So order some food for work and save some green with delicious summer savings. Order now at EasyCater.com. Order must be placed and received between June 24th and July 5th. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
Summer. What's not to love? Well, maybe not the scorching temperatures. Every day can't be 75 degrees with a breeze. So I went to Kohl's and stocked up on looks that'll keep me and my husband cool all season long. I got 20% off already great prices on linen dresses, cute jumpsuits, and comfy polos. Plus, I saved $15 because I spent over $75. And I earned Kohl's cash. So bring on the summer heat. We're ready to weather it in style. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Offers end July 7th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term health risks can be extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increase libido, increase metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
The NFL is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick. 3:45, and all the Spurs have done is add a Chris Paul.
That's it.
CP3.
1 year rental.
Or CP until we decide what number he's going to wear.
1 year rental for the San Antonio Spurs.
And nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It's a good piece, a smart move. But we're waiting. We're all waiting. You're waiting. I'm waiting. Pledge is waiting. Every Spurs fan is waiting for Brian Wright and the front office to work their magic, use all that draft capital they've been stockpiling, and make a big trade, right? Isn't that what we're all waiting for at this point?
Well, sure, but, we're waiting for the magical year of 2025. That's when it all happens.
Well, I mean,
that's when good basketball players fall out of the sky.
They do.
They pixie dust. And
I don't know about that. I just know
the magical year of 2025.
That they're under the heat lamp right now, and they'll mature in about a year. But there is a Lauri Markkanen available.
There is. Maybe.
Well, no, he's available at the right price. He's available at the right price. Will the Spurs make that happen? Will Brian Wright get that deal done? Now, dealing with Danny Ainge is always tough because Danny seems to win every negotiation he's ever been a part of.
He's good at it.
Brian Wright does not like to overpay. So free agency begins. Seems like there's a handful of teams offering Lauri Markkanen. Danny's not hearing what he wants to hear. And we're not going to trade him. I'm not going to give the kid away. But they've got all those picks. Do they get it done? What will it take to get a Lauri Markkanen to the San Antonio Spurs? That really becomes the question, trying to figure out what the asking price actually is. Zach Lowe and Bobby Marks on ESPN were talking about just that on NBA Today.
Markkanen is the exact right age where you say it lifts our ceiling with Wembanyama now. And by the way, this dude is ready to make an all-NBA team immediately. And he's young enough where we're not going all in on a player that's too far out of Wembanyama's timeline. I could see the rubber meeting the road at Devin Vassell. And that's the most interesting piece to me for the Spurs because they rightfully believe he is an absolute A-plus fit as a three-point shooter. He's not a 3-and-D guy yet, but he's got some tools defensively that he needs to lock into next to Wemby. He's the best fit next to Wemby that they have on the team long-term. We'll see how this Castle kid pans out. And I could see the Jazz being like, well, why would we do this deal without him in it? And so that's interesting. But they're the team I would pay attention. What else did you want to say about the Spurs?
No, that was to just the people you kind of just poke around the league. That's the team that's kind of come up a lot. Them, certainly, as I mentioned, Golden State. I just don't know.
Do they have enough?
Golden State doesn't have enough.
They don't have enough. There's nobody, I don't think, that has the draft capital that the Spurs have.
No, nobody.
But does Danny Ainge want bodies also? Because if he wants Keldon, he can have them, and Chris Paul needs a number. If they want Jeremy, he can have them. Devin Vassell, and I've said this for a long time, I don't want Devin Vassell traded, but if it takes Devin Vassell to get a deal done, will help Devin Pack. Do the Spurs feel the same way? Now, if I'm Utah and I'm getting rid of Lauri Markkanen and getting all these draft picks, do I want a Devin Vassell? Right? I mean, am I starting over? What's the end goal? And same time, if I'm the Spurs, I'm not giving up anything for Lauri Markkanen without Lauri Markkanen signing a new contract, a long-term contract with the San Antonio Spurs. I think those are some of the obvious that need to be said, that I'm not buying and trading for a Lauri Markkanen with 1 year left on his deal with no assurances that I'm going to re-sign him.
But you wouldn't trade if you didn't have that.
That's what I'm saying.
So that would go with it.
But
It would
I
have
know
to
there's
be.
going to be somebody that tweets in, calls in, that says, why would you give up all that for a guy with 1 year left on his contract?
that
a new
wouldn't do it.
contract comes with that.
That would have to. And at that point, it could be a sign and trade. Who knows? But look, so Ainge has got to decide, does he want to rebuild or does he want to try and build around the marketing? Because, look, they're going to have to sign him. He becomes a free agent. Is it after this year?
Yeah.
Or it's after this year he becomes a free agent. So, look, Mikal Bridges kind of screwed everything up, right?
Yeah.
Because what the Knicks give up? Five first rounders.
But I see DeJounte Murray go for far less than that.
Well,
So,
he did, but Markkanen, I would contend, is a better player than both of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, and look, to me, Devin Vassell is a no. I would not give up Devin Vassell. Certainly not one-on-one. It would have to be. They'd have to sweeten the pot. There is no way. Devin Vassell is a start. Not to mention the fact his contract kicks in next year. That might be a deal.
Well, that's
killer
it.
for Utah.
30 million, dude. Well, that's what I'm trying to, and what none of us know. And so I hear that from those guys, and they're paid to know all of this kind of stuff, right? The idea that they add in and Devin Vassell into their conversation is Danny Ainge dumping salary and rebuilding, or does he want a player that's got a contract for 30 million, which when the new salary cap kicks in is going to be a bit of a bargain. But
Could be.
When you look at it, I just, what's the price tag for a Lauri Markkanen? And if you're Brian Wright, let's just say, the Spurs front office types do a poll and they ask you, what do you think the value is for Lauri Markkanen? What are you willing to give up to get him? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 on Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. When you look at Devin Vassell, could be a star. Can, next to Wemby, he be the third or fourth best player on the team to win a title? Is that worth keeping?
Yes.
Third or fourth best?
Yes.
Because
if you bring in a Markkanen,
yep.
Yes. Markkanen solves a couple of problems for you. Number one, the Spurs need 3-point shooting. He solves that problem right away. But Markkanen's not a guy that can create, right? I mean, he's not one of those guys. Devin Vassell is. Devin Vassell can bring the ball up if he has to. Devin Vassell can do other things that Markkanen can't. I'm not saying Vassell is better than Markkanen, but he can do more than Markkanen. And I think if you put those two guys together along with a Wemby, and then eventually you have a point guard, if that's Stephon Castle or whomever it is, then yeah, I think you've got a pretty good starting five right there. I'm not in the camp to give up Devin Vassell. I just think this kid has got too much upside. I think he's got a chemistry already with Wemby, but I think adding a piece like a Lauri Markkanen is a good piece to the puzzle. And I would love to see this happen. Depending on the picks, yeah, I'd give him 5 first rounders for him. Absolutely.
Would you give one of the unprotected picks from Atlanta next year? Because that's the pick that the Spurs just desperately want to hang on to, which also tells me that the Spurs anticipate not being a lottery team next year. And they expect Atlanta to be in the lottery. So there seems to be more value on Atlanta's pick than the Spurs' own pick.
Well, it depends on what happens with Trae Young, right? I mean, if he stays there, they can add a few pieces and they might not be as bad as everybody thinks they are. And if they get rid of him, yeah, then that pick obviously becomes a lot more valuable. But if Young's there, he's still a key player. You add a few pieces around him, maybe you're not, maybe you're not in the playoffs, and you're not that great of a lottery pick team either. So there's a cut. And I see Gilbert Padilla. I want Cooper Flagg. Well, okay, I want to win the lottery tonight.
Well, the Spurs always win the lottery when they have the opportunity. So the basketball gods love San Antonio.
Yeah, apparently.
It's interesting. And again, there are multiple teams that are apparently interested in Markkanen.
There are.
The seriousness, I mean, whether you're talking about the Pelicans or the Warriors, the Timberwolves I've seen. I mean, and if you're Danny Ainge, you're calling everybody to try to drive up that bargain.
Well, of course you are.
And you got a guy that typically wins negotiations.
Spurs can outbid everybody else that's on that list.
But will they for Lauri Markkanen?
That's the key.
That's the
Will
question.
they?
I don't think they will.
But they can.
If they really wanted him, and again, that's the thing. I mean, they love him for the right price. And what is the right price?
Depends on how fast and how much you think he's going to fit in with this ball club as it's constructed and as you move forward. And again, you just heard from the guys that we had.
Zach Lowe.
I mean, he can grow with Wemby. You're talking about what, 4 years, 5 years with Wemby as they grow. And I think with those two together and a Devin Vassell, I think you've got the makings of a team that can make some noise next year.
I see one of the comments on YouTube says it's in the news. It's not happening. The old school Spurs way of thinking for us fans, we have to adjust, because the old Spurs way, while they try to do things a certain way, I think all bets are off now, because one, the Spurs have the ability to go make moves. So there is going to be conversation. I mean, this isn't the Tim Duncan, the big three, and we're looking for veteran pieces that fit. They got cash, they got picks, so plenty of draft capital. And while the rumors aren't coming from San Antonio, because they never seem to, they are coming from these other teams and from agents that are trying to drive up the value of different people. That's how the rumor mill starts. So I don't know that we can go with the old school Spurs mentality. Well, if it's talking about it in the rumor mill, it ain't ever going to happen. I don't know that that's true anymore. I really don't.
Well, and look, Jeff McDonald's got a great article on the San Antonio Express News, and this is not new, the Spurs' interest in Markkanen.
Sure.
They've looked at him before. So obviously they like him, and they like what he can do and what he brings. So I don't think it's far-fetched. It is going to depend on the price, and Danny Ainge has got to make that call. Do you trade this guy away and rebuild, or do you keep him, pay him, and then try to build around him? And that's the decision he has to make.
And if he gets the picks that he wants to do that, he will. The player salary, I mean, Vassell's going to make 29 next year. Keldon's going to make 19 next year, and Jeremy's making 5.
I think you got to trade one of those guys, and I think Keldon Johnson is obviously the guy.
Well, and you would think, just because the Spurs need number 3 available.
Sure,
but
for a year.
But if you're Utah, it's still a year. If you're Utah,
somebody else can have number 3 next year.
I mean, maybe Brandon Paul can come back and get it. If you're the Jazz and your deal breaker is Devin Vassell, with everything else is agreed to, but I want Devin Vassell versus Keldon Johnson. If you're Brian Wright, do you say yes to that?
Well, that would be a very difficult call for me to make, because I think you're losing a guy that can do more than what Markkanen can do. I do. And I think, look, Markkanen is a 3-point shooter. He can spot up, but somebody's got to find him. Somebody got to find him. Chris Paul could do that this year, I suppose, when he plays 24 minutes a game. But other than that, you got to have somebody that can find him. They can spot up. Vassell can create his own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that makes him valuable. I heard somebody on YouTube, well, he doesn't play defense. Okay. Nobody played defense on the Spurs except for some guy named Wemby.
Yeah.
So, we got to look at that, right? It's why they drafted Castle. Apparently, he's a good defensive player.
Who, depending on other guards that they go get, that might be bye-bye Devin.
Could be.
I don't know. I think if Devin is the deal breaker, Devin, it's been great. You've served your purpose.
Wow. That'd be a big piece to give. And if you're still including a lot of draft picks, I don't know that I'd do that deal. Not for a Lauri Markkanen. As much as I want the guy here.
It's the Blitz on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star, getting ready for a long weekend. A lot of you have your plans for the 4th of July long weekend. None of you plan on getting arrested, but some of you will, because it happens to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons, especially long holiday-type weekends. You get arrested, you know you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is great because you're rarely rewarded for just being you. Ever get rewarded for being left-handed? No. You get to use weird scissors. Your reward for being a Capricorn? Cold birthdays that conflict with the holidays. And your reward for quickly responding to every work email? More emails. But with Snapshot, even left-handed Capricorns with proper email etiquette could get rewarded for good driving. So download the Progressive app today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Snapshot not available in all states or from all agents.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in 1 wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Happy birthday, America! Mr. W Fireworks has been your family-owned and operated fireworks provider since 1963. We are proud to guarantee the lowest prices on fireworks around. And the biggest selection, too. That's right. Here at Mr. W Fireworks, we have the lowest prices on fireworks in the area and with the biggest selection to choose from. At Mr. W Fireworks, we have been doing this a long time. We never charge any hidden fees, and we pass our savings down to the customer. Find our location near you at MrWFireworks.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Celebrate July 4th with savings at Lowe's. For a limited time, save on the essentials you need to make your garden pop for summer, like Miracle-Gro 25-quart potting mix. Get 2 bags for just $16. And get up to 40% off, plus save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances. Hurry, these deals won't last long, because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 7/10. Miracle-Gro excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount, excluding supply. See Lowe's.com for more details. While supplies last.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Dead battery on America's birthday? America's #1 battery destination is here to help. AutoZone has free battery testing and charging at every store, and batteries starting at just $79.99. With our 4th of July sale, we have savings to help you red, white, and do any other jobs you've been putting off. It's everything you need to get back on the road at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Little baseball action. The Houston Astros are in Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. Astros won yesterday. They continue that series tonight at 6 o'clock. Texas Rangers return to action after a day off. They open up a home series against the San Diego Padres. First pitch, 7:05. You can catch that game right here on your home for Texas Rangers baseball. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. All kicks off with a pregame at 6:30.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
For the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, along with Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. You know, all this Spurs talk, and I mentioned in the last segment, sometimes we got to change our way of thinking about the way the Spurs did business before and the way they do now when, you know, you think about the Spurs way in the big three,
Right,
and rumors
right.
and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I think that goes for, and I'll get to the point quickly. Remember, nobody wants to come to San Antonio.
Right.
105.3 The Fan, our friends up there in Dallas, just tweeted out 1 minute ago. Does Klay Thompson's arrival mean players actually want to play in Dallas now? Has that been a conversation?
I suppose.
That Mavericks can't get free agents because people don't want to be in Dallas? I find that comical. I thought that was something reserved for, I don't know, little small market towns like San Antonio.
I'm really surprised that they did it, but obviously that's how they feel if they're bringing that up. But that's interesting that they would tweet that out. Klay Thompson, huh?
Well, and again, I think sometimes conversations that we have as Spurs fans or pick your team, it's the same conversation in every city.
Sure.
You know, in Miami, is Tua worth the money versus is Dak worth the money? Is, you know, how good is this guy going to be? What's going on here? What's going on there? Every fan base in a bubble are exactly the same.
No,
they really are.
You're absolutely right. And what I love is that every fan is entitled to an opinion. And I love that, Jason. I really do. What I don't like is when you don't agree with that person, you're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
You should find another job. You should.
Oh, yeah. Sports talk radio sucks in San Antonio.
Yeah. I find it really fascinating how nobody wants to have a conversation anymore. If you don't agree with me, you're an idiot. And so get out of here.
You should be fired.
Yes.
How do you have a job?
It's unbelievable how people are.
Well, they're called haters, and it's comical. We're in the business that's there.
True.
But it is. I mean, it comes with the territory. You like us, you don't like us. Depends on the day. Depends on the week. Depends on the year. It goes with it. But yeah, if we're not talking about your team, we must hate your team.
Of course. Of course.
You know, I think Joe Buck has said it best. He hates every team out there because every fan base thinks he hates their team.
Except the St. Louis Cardinals. He's a big Cardinal fan.
He is.
His dad made him that way.
You think?
Yeah, kind of the same way mine did me.
Yeah?
Yeah. Except his was a little higher profile with the Cardinals than mine was.
Well, but your dad was, you know, I don't know if we can talk about that, but, you know, a local bookie down there in Alice, Texas. He
Yeah,
might
but-
have been more important.
He grew up in St. Louis, though, or just outside. So that's how I became a Cardinal fan.
He
And
got
they're
ran out
playing
of
really
town.
well, by the way, if you haven't noticed.
Not like the Astros are playing well,
Well,
if you
no.
haven't noticed.
Yeah, well, they're playing well. But
They're just playing well. See what happens if you say something and somebody disagrees with
You're
you?
an idiot,
You're
Minutes.
an idiot. Yes.
oh man, you know what? And I'll get off the topic, but what I love about you and I, we don't give a damn. If we got an opinion, that's the opinion. I'm going to stick with it. I've been hammered with this Chris Paul thing,
well,
and I love it. I do. I mean, I love it, but I don't understand the move, and I still right now don't get it.
We are going to continue to try to explain
Please
it to you.
do, because I don't get it.
I know you don't.
Is he sleeping with LeBron's teammate?
Wow. Wow. I mean, talk about somebody that doesn't get it. We realize you're a little slow, and there's times where you just say stuff to prove it.
Well, yeah.
Teammate's mother.
Teammate's mother. That's it.
Sleeping with your teammate, that's a whole different can of worms that I don't think we've had to really go down in sports yet.
It is 2024.
It is. It is.
He didn't sign Dwight Howard.
Well, we're still in the free agent period.
Yes, we are. Dwight Howard reference off the top rope.
Yes, that was good, Pledge.
I am just
Very
glad
nice.
as they are introducing Bronny that LeBron no longer wears number 6 because they gave Bronny number 9.
They did. Number 9.
Pledge just got it. Did Joe? Did you guys?
Yeah, I got it.
Somebody get that reference?
So when they're standing together, they're 69. Is that what you're trying to say? I got you.
With your dad?
Yeah, I see that. Oh, that's hilarious.
Could have been.
Oh. Do we know what number Bronny has?
9.
It does have 9.
Yes, it's 9.
Where is the Lakers G League team?
I don't know, somewhere in LA-ish.
I'm guessing.
Are they in Riverside? Corona?
Because I'm assuming that Bronny might be spending a lot of time there.
No, he's getting a fully guaranteed NBA deal.
I get it, but wow.
The South Bay Lakers.
Where is the South Bay?
South Bay.
Where is the South Bay?
El Segundo, California.
All right. El Segundo is where their practice facility is.
Right.
Yeah, right there near Manhattan Beach.
So see that. He doesn't have to go anywhere.
Why couldn't they? They're the South Bay Lakers. Manhattan Beach didn't want their name on that. El Segundo.
You don't want to have it. The El Segundo Lakers.
South Bay.
El Segundo.
I feel like I know LA pretty well, to be honest. I've never heard a LA reference of South Bay.
I have not either.
When you're out there, all the different beaches, Redondo, Manhattan, Newport, I've never heard of let's go to the South Bay. I
never heard that.
And again, not that I'm like an expert LA guy, but I go to LA a lot. I've never heard somebody say, let's meet at the South Bay.
Never have.
You know, like
Never
you go to
have.
New York and you might say somebody wants to meet in Soho or, Lower East Side, Upper East Side. I mean, there's all kinds of references. South Bay is not one I've heard referenced.
Never heard of South Bay. I have to agree with you there.
On YouTube, Archoa says, I got lost and ended up in El Segundo one night. What were you trying to leave LAX on
That's
foot?
our good friend Rudolph.
Oh,
See, he
that's
changes
Rudolph?
his
He's
name.
changed
Yeah.
his name?
Changed his name again.
Well, why did he change his name, man? The witness protection program?
He must, or he's drunk again. One of the two.
Again or still?
Still.
Okay. Why did he change his name?
I don't know.
What did you do?
Well, he was trying to be me for a little while.
Trying to be you?
Yeah, because his name was like
Ro Jynagel.
Something like that. Yeah.
It was Toad Reinagel?
That's my name.
He just flipped the R and the J.
Yeah, he says he used to live in LA and never heard of it.
See that? There you go.
Now, if I would have known that the G League team was called the South Bay Lakers before, we would have had this conversation then. I learned something today.
How about that? Well,
The
that's what
G
we
League
do here.
team and for
South
the Lakers.
I want to know what their uniform looks like. South Bay sounds pretty cool.
Looks exactly like the Lakers.
Just
jersey.
like the Lakers jersey. Well, that's kind of disappointing.
Do they have a Lakers like is the SB logo like in like Baywatch font maybe?
Baywatch font. What is Baywatch font? Jeez. I have no idea what that is.
South Bay.
South Bay Lakers. That's lame.
They were overly creative.
That's lame.
They spent a whole lot of money on that.
Yeah.
Let's see. You going in and out for lunch, or do we got to pay the designer?
Oh my god.
Let's pay the designer what we would have spent for lunch.
That's horrible.
Yeah, those don't look all that good.
No, they're awful.
South Bay. South Bay.
Could be Austin.
Well, at least
the Spurs
probably says Austin somewhere. I don't know if I'm sure I've seen the Austin Spurs uniform.
I know
I've
seen it, but I know there's a big Spurs on there. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well, the logo does, but
yeah.
What about
Yeah, it says Austin. But I mean, they wear so many different uniforms. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, it says Austin.
How about that? Well, some of them do. Then some say Spurs with.
See, why aren't they just the capital city Spurs? If we've got the South Bay Lakers,
capital city.
I don't know.
Could be. Why not?
South Bay. When we go out to Oxnard, we want to go spend a.
I do. I want to go see
South
where.
Bay.
I want to go see where South Bay is.
Well, it's El
Take
Segundo.
a picture.
You've been there.
I've been to El Segundo.
You've been there.
I don't remember seeing a bay. Is there a bay in El Segundo?
Oh, it's not far from the beach.
Well, I know it's not far, but if you're South Bay, that implies there's a bay to the south.
Well, it is. From El Segundo, keep driving south and you hit water.
Geez, see that? South Bay.
Go to Redondo Beach. Although you can't go to Redondo Beach with Rob Thompson.
No, why?
He gets recognized.
Rob does.
Rob does.
Really?
We were at Redondo Beach. What was the actor pledge? Do you remember? 3 different people on one night thought he was. Damn it! I wish I could remember who the actor was. Well, we were at dinner.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Seriously.
Okay. Russell Crowe.
3 different people on the same night.
How about that?
Like we were having dinner at a place, and the guy walked up and was like, "I don't mean to interrupt your dinner, but can I get a picture with you?" Rob was like, "What? Aren't you Russell Crowe?" No,
he should have owned it.
Well, he
you damn
then
right.
We were
I'm Russell
walking down
Crowe.
the street, and somebody's like, "Hey, you're Russell Crowe," and he was like, "Yes, I am."
You got to own that.
Yeah,
man,
you
right?
do. You do.
Own it.
That was a good night in Los
I'm
Angeles.
sure. We usually have pretty good nights in Los Angeles. Very few that have been bad.
It's hard to have a bad time out there.
It really is.
You have to decide you want to be mad at something like a Chris Paul deal to not have a good time in Los Angeles.
At least, as long as I know I've got a flight leaving soon, I'm good.
Yeah.
Nice place to visit. Wouldn't want to live there.
No.
I don't make enough money.
Yeah, I was going to say. Because you couldn't afford the South Bay.
No, I could not. No.
And I don't know if you could afford the North Bay.
Or any bay, for that matter. There is no bay in California.
Bronny has earned it.
Yeah, but Bronny can.
Bronny now. He's got a contract.
Yeah,
he
can.
He's
earned it. Let's make fun of that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, one of the best things that I came home to from vacation was a new Connecticut water softener in my house. That's right. They installed it while we were on vacation. Not only did they install that, they installed a drinking station on my kitchen sink. Purified water right there in my kitchen sink. And let me tell you something. I am thrilled because it already has made a difference in how the water tastes, how I feel, how the hair feels, my wife, everything. It's fantastic to have a Connecticut water softener in the house. Look, if you live here in San Antonio in South Texas, you know you got to have one. The water's hard. It can do a lot of damage. Connecticut is the absolute best. And what I love about it, you have to plug it in. It only works when you need water. And that is the good thing about it. There's going to be no increase in your electric bill, no expensive electrical components to repair or replace. And right now, the good folks at Connecticut Quality Water in San Antonio are going to let you try a brand new Connecticut quality water softener in your home for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. That is a crazy offer. You need to take advantage of that. All you have to do is give them a call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com. And they got a great jingle. You know it. Sing it with me. Connecticut, the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
94.1.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today. Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind. They're at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-488-1329. That's 800-488-1329.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Celebrate July 4th with savings at Lowe's. For a limited time, save on the essentials you need to make your garden pop for summer, like Miracle-Gro 25-quart potting mix. Get 2 bags for just $16 and get up to 40% off, plus save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances. Hurry, these deals won't last long because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 7/10. Miracle-Gro excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details. While supplies last.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term health risks can be extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Dead battery on America's birthday? America's #1 battery destination is here to help. AutoZone has free battery testing and charging at every store, and batteries starting at just $79.99. With our 4th of July sale, we have savings to help you red, white, and do any other jobs you've been putting off. It's everything you need to get back on the road at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Celebrate July 4th with the hottest deals at Lowe's. Right now, get 2 select 2 or 2.5 quart red, white, and blue annuals for $10. And buy 2, get 1 free on select paint and exterior stain via Lowe's gift card rebate. Shop these deals before they're gone because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 7/10. Annuals offer in-store only. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Paint. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details while supplies last.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on a Tuesday afternoon, whether you're listening on the radio, if you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. You can comment there, hit the thumbs up button, and I can tell you there's sometimes I wonder about the intelligence level of those on YouTube. But today, they are spot on.
Oh, my
Please
goodness.
don't sing anymore. Joe. And the one that said your singing is as bad as your take on CP3. That's brilliant. We've got some of the smartest listeners out there.
I just have
today.
one question, because all I've heard, it was the same there. It's a young team. We need a mentor. So I'm just assuming that Chris Paul being here for a year is going to transform the Spurs into a dynasty. That's what I hear. So, hey, if that's the case, $11 million, let's go for it.
Yeah.
He's going to transform this team into a dynasty.
He's going to educate.
Single-handedly.
He's going to educate.
Single-handedly, he's going to do this.
He's a role player. He's veteran. It's 1 year and $11 million.
I'm just saying.
It's not hard to understand.
I'm just saying.
If you were to come in and say, I don't like this deal because I don't like that guy, all right, I get it. Because I'm having to try. Honestly, I've never been a fan of Chris Paul. Now he's wearing my jersey. We root for laundry.
Well, look,
and when he puts on that jersey, he's one of us now.
I totally agree with that. I have no problem personally. I just don't understand the deal. Now, if they tell me he's a mentor, he's going to mentor these young players. That's what he's going to do. Everywhere he's been, he's made everybody better. I've heard all of this stuff, Jason, over the last couple of days. All of these things. Look what he did in Oklahoma City. That's the reason they're winning now, because Chris Paul was there. I mean, look, I'm sure he's going to help. But if I had to put money on the reason the Spurs would be successful moving forward, I'm going with that guy that's 7'4".
All right. Well, I mean, great.
And I'm not sure that he needs a mentor.
Probably. I mean, because all last year we talked about the need for a veteran guy.
We did.
And he needed that. We added that guy and had as many wins as the year before that allowed us to go get him. I don't hate. The only reason why I'm okay with this deal is it's 1 year. If it were a 3-year deal, I don't know if I'd be as on board with it. But 1 year, $11 million, it's not worth getting all riled up for. You want to get, you want
yes, it is.
It really isn't.
That's what I do.
You want to get riled up. This just came across Twitter right now. My SA.
Yes.
Couple wanted for stealing beef fajitas from HEB.
What the hell?
Man and woman are wanted for a theft reported at a local HEB down in Laredo. Authorities said the theft occurred at the HEB on McPherson. Police released images of the male and the female. They are accused of stealing $170 worth of beef fajitas.
How many? How much?
$170 worth.
Wow.
It's probably about, 8 to 10 pounds.
That's quite a bit. They're getting ready for the 4th of July.
Apparently.
You're right.
I mean,
wow.
We got fajita thieves.
Holy cow. I don't know if I've ever heard of a fajita thief.
A fajita thief.
Have you ever heard of that?
Probably.
I've never heard of a fajita thief.
I mean, the fact that they've got their surveillance videos, the photos.
Serious business.
Oh, this is big time crime.
Wow.
Big time crime.
Well, if you're the police, you just drive around and smell. Whoever's cooking those things, go check them out.
You're an idiot.
I'm just saying, right? Fajitas smell delicious when you're cooking them.
They do. And, I might have fajitas on the grill later.
Right. You may get a knock on the door.
I mean.
Can we check your fajitas, sir?
Do you have your receipt? Exactly. And I never asked for my receipt. Although I get my fajitas at Tri-County.
Well, there you go.
They're far better.
Well, exactly.
But I mean, to be in the news for stealing fajita meat, your picture is everywhere.
Yes.
Keep in mind, no matter what you do, you're on video.
Yes. Everywhere you go.
You are on video. You are not going to get away with it. You aren't.
So what do you do if you catch these people and they've already
throw the book at them?
Yeah, they've already eaten the fajitas. I mean, you got to pay for it then, or are you going to the Hooskow for stealing 170?
Well, the first thing they're gonna have to do is call AA best bail bonds.
Well, they're gonna have to do that.
And then, I mean, HEB clearly isn't just letting this go. I mean, they've called the police, they provided surveillance, they called the news. It's in the news now. I mean, this is on my SA. These were fajitas that were stolen in Laredo.
Wow.
And yet now
They may be across the border already.
It's possible, but if they're coming here for this weekend, look out. We've all seen your picture.
Wow. The fajita thieves.
That's not what I would have pictured a fajita thief to look at. And there's a couple pictures. She walks in, she's wearing sunglasses.
Uh-huh.
And then in one of the pictures, she takes her shades off.
How do you plan that?
How do you plan that?
Yeah. You draw a map. So, okay, now when we get into HEB,
so it's like
you
a heist.
You go over to the
we're
dog
robbing
food
the casino in Vegas
and make a ruckus. And then I'll take those fajitas and stuff them in my pants and we'll run out.
Yeah, I don't know what they did. I don't know how they got away with them.
Wow.
Looking at the photo.
I have to see this photo.
She's wearing
shorts.
Wow. So and with what she's wearing, she just didn't hide them in her clothes.
Well,
that would have been a little obvious.
Is that the accomplice right there next to her?
I'm guessing.
He's got a disguise
Police
on.
said these two people are wanted for a.
Wow.
See,
this guy's got a name badge.
Yeah,
on.
he's wearing his name badge.
I think they could probably zoom into that. Right?
I mean, there's a possibility at some point they have followed this dude through the store and they've zoomed in. At first, I thought he might be an employee, but he's not, because they say those are the fajita thieves.
Well, this guy's screwed. He's going to be at work tomorrow, and he's going to get arrested.
Well, and they got his key card. It's right there on his.
That's what I'm
neck,
saying.
The business lanyard. They'll be able to see that, and no way he's taking 10 pounds of fajita and putting in those pants.
Well, she's got a basket. So did they just fill the basket full of fajitas and run out?
Maybe they wahooed fajitas.
They're going Comanche.
Not with that fajita meat. Keep it sealed.
It had to be. There's got to be surveillance of them on the way out.
There's got to be, but my SA doesn't provide us with that.
Wow. Interesting.
But they do provide us, and the Crime Stoppers number is out there. If you know who these fajita thieves are, that's part of the reason why groceries are so expensive. They got to pay for, we help pay for all the people that steal.
Wow. Well, they'll get caught, Jason.
They will get caught.
Their conscience will get the best of them.
I don't know about that, but police, they're doing their part.
Uh-huh. Well, that's good. And they've asked my SA to help them out, I guess.
Yep.
You see them up I-35 headed to San Antonio?
I mean, are there pictures posted on every HEB?
Well, it could be.
I mean, could there be a string of fajita robberies along the way? I mean, we got the family cookout coming up.
Wow.
We got the fajitas at this HEB store. We'll get the tortillas and all the other fixings at another one.
I wonder how many HEBs are in Laredo. Do you hit those and then move up north?
I mean, once there's a fajita thief, they're all on the lookout.
Wow. Butchers everywhere are looking.
Mm-hmm.
Although the fajita meat, if it's pre-packaged, is not, the butcher's doing his own thing over there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just out there.
You could just grab it and go.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a shame.
Well, what's the world coming to? Fajitas. Why wouldn't you, if you're going to steal that, get some steaks or something, right? I mean, gosh, I don't know.
You've missed the point, Joe, yet again. Why not go for briskets?
Yes.
$170 worth of brisket?
That'd be what, 2?
Yeah. 1.5.
I don't know. Well, I hope they enjoy their 4th of July cookout.
Well, they might not get there.
Well, they might not.
Just could be the ease. I mean, it's very thin. You could wrap it around you under your shirt.
Well, it depends on how it's packaged. I mean, I sure.
Yeah.
Ease.
Well, I hope it is packaged.
Yeah. I'm still in the Wagyu they got over there.
Jeez. I mean, I hope they got some guacamole and tortillas on their way out, too.
No, they're stealing that from the other location.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well get it all. A couple of cases of beer.
You think you just load up the grocery cart and walk outside and I thought I paid.
Well,
I don't know what I was thinking. I was just walking around and loaded up the car and these people didn't bag my stuff. Let's go.
Wow. Yeah, they got home and said, "Oh, honey, did you pay for that?"
I mean,
no, honey, I thought you did.
There's no details on what they did to actually steal it. Like, did they get up there and use like counterfeit money? They didn't. It doesn't say that. I saw a joke the other day about counterfeit money.
Yeah.
Some lady was mad. She was trying to use a 50.
It was counterfeit?
Well, that she was told it was counterfeit because the lady marked it and said this isn't real. And then she realized she was using a Sharpie to mark it, not the pen. I don't know if it was true or not. You know, it's the internet. Can't believe everything.
Can't believe everything.
Can't believe everything.
Well, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Fajita thieves.
Fajita thieves.
Yes.
What are you showing me, Pledge?
Mudslingers. I thought the fajita thief was I Am Pledger's middle name.
That was from Mudslingers? See, what did he actually
write?
Uh-huh. Fajita thief. It could be. See, Pledge isn't a thief.
No.
He's more of a beggar.
Well, he does. Yeah, but in an inconspicuous way.
What does that mean?
Well, he just kind of leans over and looks.
No.
Yeah, you see him at the Root Pub. He just makes his rounds and just kind of leans over.
Well, but he
oh,
doesn't,
what's that?
He doesn't steal. He just waits till you're done.
But you feel bad.
You know, if the napkin ends up on the plate, like the world-renowned sign, I'm done.
Yeah.
If there's food there, Pledge will say, well, that's fair game.
Sure.
But like today, you know,
I don't blame him.
I show up at lunch and he walks in the office and kind of looks like if you're eating dinner and the dog is down there.
That's what I'm saying.
That's Pledge. He's, he doesn't make the weird begging noises, but he's kind of hoping that, is there another sandwich in the bag?
Yeah. It's like, what you got?
Yeah. See, he's not a thief. I think
No.
Middle name beggar.
Sure.
Middle name pathetic. Middle name hungry. Middle name.
Did you get lunch today, Pledge?
I'm always hungry.
Did you get lunch today?
No, I was busy.
And Minix didn't bring you
show.
anything.
You didn't have to.
Damn it.
See, I don't have to.
Well, you should have.
Well, I should have.
I brought you beer today.
Well, you had to.
I didn't have to.
I mean, you did
You
owe
did.
it.
I did.
You owe it, and you still didn't pay off the entire debt.
Well, that's the store's fault.
Well, yeah.
Not my fault.
Now I need to know, did you pay for it? Did you wahoo it?
Well, I can't tell you that. If my essay comes out with my picture on it, you know.
Flight thief.
Flight. Dude in here stealing Flight by Yingling. No, the guy at the counter says, oh, where's the party? And I'm like, well, I said, what?
You work at a liquor store. You say that to everybody?
No, it was a convenience store. All right. Yeah. So I bring, 2 12-packs of Flight by Yingling. Where's the party? And I'm like, what? Where's the party?
A case of beer. It's just Tuesday.
It's like, well, I don't know where the party is.
Guy's just trying to be nice and make conversation.
Like,
why do you got to be an ass?
Just a goofball. Where's the party? Dude, I don't know. And even if I did, you ain't coming.
You can be a donkey sometimes.
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Guy's just trying to provide good customer service and make conversation, and you're just going to be an ass.
Well, I'm standing there pissed off anyway because I'm having to buy you beer.
Yeah.
Where's the party?
And that guy,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, because the guy that I'm buying this for isn't inviting me.
Yes.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Mm-hmm. People want fajitas now.
Of course, I do. I want fajitas now.
Me too.
I'm gonna find where those people are and say, what are you cooking? Can I bring anything?
I could show up with a case of beer today.
I got a case of beer. I'll bring some tortillas.
You can't bring a case of beer. That's my beer. You ain't getting it back.
Well,
unless you steal it off of my desk. And there are cameras in this building. We would have photos of that.
Dude, I've been to your house. I'll get it back.
This is true.
I'll get it back.
Next time you come over, it's BYOB.
Exactly.
Good Lord.
Juan Garcia says, you should have told him at your mom's house. I love a good mom joke. That's good.
It's even better when you actually get a good mom joke.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle. What does the NCAA owe to players that were around before NIL?
Let's get to the serious business. The holiday's here. You're putting some meat on a fire. We'll talk about holiday preparations and reparations. Get here early. The holiday edition starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you're looking for a new couch, you could cut down on expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Because you know you've had this couch for too long. Sure, you've had good times together, but a ripped-up cushion is not a fond memory. It's a sign. Notice how other people have couches with 2 armrests? Now that's living, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new couch. Please, it's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Summer. What's not to love? Well, maybe not the scorching temperatures. Every day can't be 75 degrees with a breeze. So I went to Kohl's and stocked up on looks that'll keep me and my husband cool all season long. I got 20% off already great prices on linen dresses, cute jumpsuits, and comfy polos. Plus, I saved $15 because I spent over $75. And I earned Kohl's cash. So bring on the summer heat. We're ready to weather it in style. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Offers end July 7th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Summer's on, and so are the deals at Target's 4th of July sale. Let's go. Celebrate with 30% off 12 packs of soda when you buy 3 with Target Circle. Or get Doritos chips on sale, 2 for $6. I love it. Then make it a party with sprinkles. Select favorite day treats dressed in red, white, and blue are 20% off with Target Circle. And save even more. We've lowered prices on many summer faves like Up and Up sunscreen, Tillamook ice cream, Honest Kids juice boxes, and more. Target's 4th of July sale ends Saturday. Restrictions apply. I love it.
Summer. What's not to love? Well, maybe not the scorching temperatures. Every day can't be 75 degrees with a breeze. So I went to Kohl's and stocked up on looks that'll keep me and my husband cool all season long. I got 20% off already great prices on linen dresses, cute jumpsuits, and comfy polos. Plus, I saved $15 because I spent over $75. And I earned Kohl's cash. So bring on the summer heat. We're ready to weather it in style. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Offers end July 7th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, my son's teacher emailed his back to school list. He needs crayons and a comp book for every subject. Okay, no problem. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school. Oh, now they're saying he needs folders and glue. You got it. And markers? Of course. Oh, geez. Can we get a card, please?
Save big on back to school with Staples Hot Deals. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only 50 cents each at Staples. Ends 8/24, in-store only, limit 30.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Check out the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagel 210. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix. Big 12 Media Day start next week.
That's crazy.
Kind of.
Yeah.
You just know you're closer and closer to football season. And it's also that time of year where you're starting to see like legit betting odds come out for various things.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes favored to win MVP this year.
How about that?
CJ Stroud and Josh Allen tied for second, at least at one sports book.
Yes.
Was this DraftKings?
Joe Burrow's in there. I don't think this is DraftKings.
I think it's DraftKings.
Oh, maybe it is. I was worried because in the article that I read before I found this list, your boy Dak Prescott wasn't in there or mentioned at all.
Second in MVP voting last year.
Yes.
And probably not anywhere near the top 5 when the season started. There was a lot of people hoping that put, a little bit of money to win a lot with Dak. And I think he's top 10 on the list right now.
He is. His odds are plus 1,400 with this. He's tied with Justin Herbert. Lamar Jackson's at plus 1,200. And then you got Jordan Love and Brock Purdy and Jalen Hurts all at plus 1,600. And then the list goes on and on and on. Kind of curious, though, because the first guy that's not a quarterback that's in there is Christian McCaffrey.
Well, of course.
So
it's a quarterback award.
It is a quarterback award.
It really is a quarterback award.
Yeah.
The fact that CJ Stroud is at number 2 is impressive on a lot of ways. And again, it's Vegas, so they're trying to figure out ways to make money. CJ had such an incredible rookie season. And Nick Caserio has done everything he can this offseason to put an incredible team of talent around him to capitalize on trying to win while CJ is on a rookie deal. The question really becomes, can he improve on an incredible rookie season, or will he have some sort of sophomore slump, which is always a concern with a second-year quarterback, whether you're talking about CJ Stroud or anybody that has an incredible rookie year. The term sophomore slump is invented for a reason. And I think Nick Caserio has done a hell of a job to prevent any kind of sophomore slump when it comes to CJ Stroud.
No, especially when you throw in a wide receiver like Stephon Diggs. So, I mean, that is helpful in itself right there, to have a guy that CJ Stroud can go to whenever he needs to. Look, the guy's good. I don't think there's any question about it. He came out, his leadership abilities, the way he had command of that football team, I think all of those things. So I don't anticipate a sophomore slump. However, having said that, and I've said this before, and I'll say it about any player, defensive coordinators now, they got lots of tape on you.
Yep.
So they're going to be using that. And CJ, the good ones, and I think CJ Stroud can be that, but he's got to overcome the new obstacles they're going to be putting his way.
And playing a tougher schedule.
Absolutely.
Now, Bet Online today released individual props that you could start looking at. Pledge, you're the resident Texan fan. Over under, CJ Stroud, 4,150.5 passing yards. Over under.
4,100
and 50.5. 4,150.5.
Under.
You would say under. 27.5 passing touchdowns.
Under.
I agree with Pledge there, and I appreciate you saying that, Pledge.
Well, it's because they have Joe Mixon, too.
Yes.
Like, everybody forgets that they splurged on a really good running back as well.
They did. 10.5 interceptions.
Oh, way under.
Way under.
Way under. See, those are the props for CJ Stroud.
There was the fan coming out in him right there.
Right.
Way under.
How many did he have last year?
Dak Prescott, 4,050.5 yards for the over-under. 29.5 touchdowns. 11.5 interceptions.
Wow, 11.5?
11.5.
We going over?
You go under.
You think so?
I mean, he had the 1 year that was kind of the anomaly year.
It's a regular season thing.
It is the
Okay,
regular.
well, that makes a
It is
difference.
regular
Yeah.
season.
I'll
I mean,
go
he might
under.
go over just in the one playoff game
He
that they might have.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But I'm passing yards because they don't have a running back. He might have to go way over that. I mean,
Well,
I'm surprised.
He may not have a number one wide receiver.
Well, I mean, maybe not in camp, but by the time to get there, I mean,
I don't know.
The importance all of a sudden of Brandon Cooks is there.
And the Jalen's.
And 29.5 touchdowns, knowing that offense and what Dak has typically done, that's an interesting number right there.
That's a lot of touchdowns.
And again, you don't really have a run game, but you've got your short yardage guy once again. And last year, they seem to have a lot of goal-to-goal situations that they couldn't punch it in because they didn't have that running back that could get a damn yard in a Schoonmaker who was an inch short on one pass. Not that I have gotten over any of that.
Well, I mean, that wasted number 2 pick out of Michigan, that guy.
Well,
that's the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Which they didn't need to do. They could have used that on something else. But
they could have.
They could have.
But go ahead.
Look, it all depends on CD Lamb, and if you're not nervous about it, you should be. I mean, they were talking about, you talk about 105 or 103.5 The Fan. They were talking about it. I mean, do you think this guy would really request a trade if he doesn't have a contract by training camp?
The reality is the only leverage CD Lamb has is he's the best offensive weapon that doesn't play quarterback.
Right.
The Cowboys don't have to trade him. He will get fined for every day that he misses. How much money is he willing to lose?
That's a good question.
Typically speaking, most guys trying to get their first big contract aren't going to hold out for a long time because they don't want the fines. If you've got a contract and you've got some money in the bank, maybe you can afford to lose some of that money and know that, all right, I'm vet move. I'm not going to camp. I'm not going to get this money back, but I'm making a stance. You have to be able to afford it to do that. Not that CD doesn't have money in the bank, but is he willing to give that up?
That's a good question.
Demanding and forcing a trade, I really don't see that happening. There is a number thrown around yesterday. I've seen it a couple of times, like, oh, the Cowboys could have done $25 million. The CD was not going to ever sign for 25. And I don't know that he would sign for 32 right now because too many leaves have fallen for Jerry.
I think he would take 32.
I don't know that he would.
I think he would if the guaranteed money is good.
Well, and that's when you start looking at structure of contract, guaranteed money, length of contract, if it averages out to 32, but the guarantee is in line what Jefferson got, then
$200 million, right? Is what he got.
How are you going to sell that? But you go back, I don't think the guaranteed money is going to be close to Jefferson if he is and his agent are stuck on getting a 3-year contract. Jerry's got 3 years left of CD Lamb if they try that.
Sure.
And we saw Jerry do that with Dak Prescott when he wanted a longer deal. And this is why Jerry thinks that he won the Dak Prescott deal, is because he tagged him twice. So they got the number of years out of Dak Prescott, just not the way that Dak Prescott and his agent or most Cowboy fans thought that they would get that done. But ultimately, Jerry wanted 6 years, and he got 2 years on a tag and then a 4-year contract.
And now he may not have a quarterback after this year.
And he might not have a quarterback after this year.
So, yeah, I can see Jerry thinking he won that deal, but Dak's got all the leverage. That's the problem. In this contract, he gave Dak Prescott all the leverage, every bit of it. And so he can just go up to Jerry and just, right there on the desk. So it's I don't know. This is crazy, though, and it's not the kind of stuff you want. It's the whole Malik Hooker, Micah Parsons thing. The drama going into camp. This is typical Cowboys in the past. Hasn't been recently, but these are flags, man, as you get ready for camp.
What we haven't had yet is the arrest. What we haven't had yet, and yeah, there is some drama. The circus that is the Dallas Cowboys, and we really haven't dealt with that. This Malik Hooker, Micah Parsons thing might be water under the bridge by the time we get to Oxnard.
I'm sure it is.
But what I appreciated is that finally somebody said, yeah, dude, that podcast that Micah does pisses me off.
Yes. And I'm happy that Hooker did that. Other players need to do the same thing. Because you can't do that. Right. I mean, we've talked about it. So we'll see what happens. But it's why I love the fact that we are about to get on a plane, head to Oxnard, California for training camp, and all of this drama, watch it play out firsthand.
It's the beauty of football. And with the Cowboys this year, Dak not being one of the top 5 in the MVP, nobody is really, and then we'll see them in the next month, predicting Dallas to repeat as NFC East champions, partly because, well, quite frankly, no team has done that since I think Reagan was the president, or it feels that way anyway.
Been a while, yes.
It's a weird year that Super Bowl expectations aren't being tied to the Cowboys, yet Pro Football Focus, I think the other day, had them as one of the top overall rosters. And again, they got a quarterback, they got a receiver, and they've got an edge rusher. And if you have that, you generally end up with a pretty good season. So going into a year with no expectations for the postseason honors or Super Bowl, maybe that's what the Cowboys need this year, because it's been a while since they've had that.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch, but some of these signings have to take place. CeeDee Lamb, in my mind, whether you're thinking about keeping Dak or not, you got to have that guy. You've got to have that go-to, just like the Texans bringing in Diggs. For me, that is just huge. And it's a one-year deal. Could be more. Who knows? But you got to have that guy you can count on. And for the Cowboys, that's CeeDee Lamb.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The latest on Lauri Markkanen. We'll get into that, what Chris Haynes is reporting coming up on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're dealing with any problems at your house with your air conditioner or your plumbing, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential, or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission, sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Come to Generations Federal Credit Union for a great competitive rate on a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, pay off credit cards, renovate your home, and more. With flexible terms, fixed rates, and minimal closing costs. All with easy applications and fast local decisions. Apply today at Generations Federal Credit Union. Rates and terms subject to approval and may change without notice. Full terms and conditions at mygenfcu.org/home equity. Equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit ConsumerCellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
If you travel as much as the San Antonio sports guys travel, while you're on the road, be sure to take us along. Listen to the 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star live stream anywhere on the Odyssey radio app. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cleveland Cavaliers have agreed to a 3-year, $150 million extension with Donovan Mitchell. He will stay in Cleveland. Does include a player option for the 27-28 season. Spurs news, San Antonio's announced they have signed rookie guard and 4th overall pick Stephon Castle. He's got his rookie contract. And they've added a couple of players to their summer league roster. Texas A&M guard Tyrese Boots Radford and TCU guard Jameer Nelson Jr.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
It'll be a happier Tuesday if Brian Wright's able to pull out a Lauri Markkanen deal.
That would be cool.
That would be
cool. I'd be very happy with that.
You
wouldn't hear me complain at all.
I'm sure you would.
No complaining.
It's something.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Sure.
Not at all.
Beer bet on that?
I mean, we've already got our mentor signed for 1 year.
Absolutely.
So now we need some players that will actually play.
Now, you think about the idea of Lauri Markkanen, and free agency starts Sunday, and this is typical.
Sure.
You see some moves, although I'm still waiting for that wow move. Hasn't happened yet. You hear this, you hear that. And we all know how hard it is to actually get a deal done and pull off a trade.
Sure.
You hear about all of them, and every GM talks about, the amount of stuff that goes on that ultimately doesn't get done for a variety of reasons. And the idea of Lauri Markkanen coming to the Spurs, I think, excites a lot of people. Some people, like James Pledger, has had a man crush on Markkanen for years. This would be a dream that might actually make him dump his Rockets fandom altogether and just become a complete Spur.
That would be something else.
It would be.
Wow.
It would be incredible if it were to happen. Now, there is competition. Now, let's go back to Utah is being run now by Danny Ainge. And Danny Ainge has a history of winning trades. Most of the time, Danny doesn't sell short, and he robs people. And he's got that reputation. The Spurs, typically conservative. I'm trying to think of the last time I felt like the Spurs just got completely fleeced in a deal, right? And you might argue Kawhi, but I think they got the best they could for that guy under the situation.
No question.
Right? So, today, most of the day, it's kind of felt like Utah, well, I'm not getting what we want from Markkanen, so we're not going to trade him. They don't have to trade him.
They don't.
It's not like he's demanded. It's not like, they don't have to. So for the right price, they're willing to part ways with Lauri Markkanen. So which team is going to outbid the other? And if you're Danny Ainge, that's the spot you want. And you got teams competing for him. Right now, according to Chris Haynes, who just jumped on doing a live deal on Bleacher Report, says Golden State is the one being ultra aggressive.
So I was on a phone call. I had to take a phone call right now. And part of that phone call, it was relayed to me that the Warriors, they're the aggressor. They are the aggressor in this Lauri Markkanen sweepstakes. They are trying to do whatever they can to get into the fold, but it's going to be a costly price to get Lauri. The Utah Jazz, they don't necessarily want to trade Lauri, but they will for the right price tag. And you have to remember what was it? Was it Mikal Bridges? Got 4 first-round picks back in return. How many picks can Utah get for Lauri? And you know Danny Ainge, you know his history in collecting draft picks, first-round draft picks, I should say. So it's going to be a daunting task. What can the Warriors do to come up with the necessary picks? And Danny Ainge, he's all about standards. He's all about what did this team do? What's the most recent example? Why Mikal Bridges? So they're looking at all of these things. So I was told the Warriors are the aggressors. San Antonio Spurs, they're in on as well. I'm told, like, on a serious nature, it's those two teams, Spurs, Warriors. But I'm told the Warriors, more importantly, are really pursuing, really trying to see what they can do to try to make it happen.
All right, so if they're able to do that, if it really is Spurs and Warriors, and Lauri Markkanen gets traded, what that report from Chris does is really put a lot of pressure on Brian Wright, because we know the Spurs have more picks, more assets, more money, and more players
Warriors
available.
Have nothing.
Exactly. So Brian Wright cannot afford to lose out because it got outbid by a team that is there. It's like you're sitting at the auction, and that guy, he's limited. So do you let them make their best offer, and then when the auctioneer is like, all right, going once, going twice, you know what I got right here? We're going to throw in whatever it takes. Brian Wright can't afford to lose this deal. If the Spurs really want him, and by all accounts they do, how all in are they actually going to be?
Well, look, Golden State, to me, they would have to get another team involved. I can't imagine that they can do this on their own. Who are they going to trade? I mean, what do they have? Steph Curry?
Well, and he's not. You wonder, what does Danny Ainge want in return?
Well, he wants draft picks. If you trade Markkanen, you're going to rebuild.
Okay.
You want draft picks.
So
the Warriors have nothing. They've got a second-round draft pick coming up in this year.
And we got 48 of those.
But that's what I'm saying. So, look, the Warriors, they can be aggressive all they want to. I don't know who they're going to trade away, but they would have to get at least one more team involved in this deal.
Well, they got a couple of second-rounders for Clay. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. There's no way Brian Wright should lose this deal if the Spurs truly are in, because the Spurs have the draft capital, and depending on what Danny Ainge is looking for, a Keldon, a Sohan, and honestly, and I know unpopular opinion, if it takes a Devin Vassell to close this deal, then and the Spurs get to keep next year's Atlanta unprotected, then to me that's worthy.
Wow.
I pull the trigger on that deal.
Wow.
Brian Wright cannot afford to lose if it's truly just the Warriors and Spurs right now, knowing how much more he has available to trade. I still don't expect the Spurs to overpay by a lot or overpay, period. But they can't lose. Like, if we find out, and whatever it is, if it's one of those, it can't be one of those, this deal goes down and Markkanen is going to Golden State for that, and the Spurs weren't willing to do that, a lot of people will start questioning the front office.
Absolutely.
And not just Brian Wright, because it's not Brian Wright making a decision on his own.
No.
We know it's collective over there, so Pop and RC and everybody involved. But if, depending on what it comes down to, and looking what it appears Golden State has, there's no way that the Spurs should lose a bidding war for a player to Golden State.
I just don't see how it happens. And Golden State can be aggressive all they want. They would have to require some other teams to get involved in this thing. I just don't see how any other way they could do this. Now, the Spurs are just going to have to figure out if what Danny Ainge wants is worth it. And that's going to be the key. And you talk about the draft picks. They've got plenty. Does it involve Atlanta's pick for next year? Would that be worth it to Spurs fans? I think it would, because you've already got a proven guy. And I don't care how great the 2025 draft class is supposed to be. He's not there. None of them are proven. None of them are proven. If you can get a proven guy for that draft pick, a guy that's young enough to hang with Wemby for a while, I think you pull the trigger and you let it go.
What do you guys think? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always comment there. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. You can also get us on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. Play general manager. It's going to cost you at least 3 first-round picks.
I would say probably, and a player.
Throw in a couple of second-rounders. And are you willing to part ways with Devin Vassell? What is your true assessment of Devin Vassell? Maybe more importantly, what are Wemby's feelings towards a Devin Vassell? If you asked Wemby, and you called him over there, and he's practicing for Team France right now. Hey, Wemby, Vassell a part of this?
I wish we could ask Wemby. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
It would be great
He
if we
wouldn't
could ask
tell
him
you.
that.
I think he's smart enough at this point. He wouldn't tell you.
I'm
sure he loves all his teammates.
Well,
but,
sure.
But I do wonder, how good is Devin Vassell when you start putting together the championship level team that we expect to be? Where is he going to be on your best players ranking of when this team is back in title contention? Because he's been good for the Spurs on bad teams. Where is he now? And I've said forever, and I'm not changing it, the only untradeable guy is Wemby. If I've got to lose a Devin Vassell to get a great player in return, I will include him in that trade package if I'm Brian Wright.
I just think you have to have more than Wemby and Markkanen. I mean, you got it.
Well, again, this isn't a finished product. You're building.
Well, okay.
And if that's where you're starting, I'd rather start with Markkanen and Wemby than with Wemby and Vassell.
The Spurs thought enough of Vassell to give him a big contract.
Well, they got to have players here.
Well, absolutely they do. That's what I'm saying. You can't trade everybody away.
I mean, they gave Keldon a big deal, too.
Well, of course. And he didn't live up to it.
Well,
you saw the chemistry that Vassell and Wemby had at the second half of the season.
And that's the only thing that gives me pause when I talk about parting with Devin Vassell. But we've seen players with chemistry before get moved because it's the right basketball decision to make to move forward.
I just think that is a big piece of this Spurs team that I think, and I believe the Spurs like Vassell. I think they do. And I can't see trading this guy away and picks. I mean, and who are you going to keep? You're going to keep Sohan and Keldon?
I mean, for now. Again, I mean, we're building. I mean, the hard part, and we all deal with this, you get attached. In San Antonio, more so than it feels like a lot of other places. Guy wears our jersey, and you're Spur for life. We fall so in love with our guys. I mean, we're happy now that Derek White got a ring and $126 million from Boston, but man, we wish he was still here. Except for one guy, we're pretty happy about anybody that's worn a Spurs uniform. It's kind of like the farmer can't get attached to the cow because at some point that's going to be dinner. You can't, if you take your emotional attachment away from Devin Vassell, making the best basketball decision, do you include him in that trade deal? Because keep in mind, at one point, Pop did trade away his favorite player in George Hill.
Well, okay, sure. Look, if you're Utah and you're trading away Markkanen, you want to rebuild. You're in full rebuild mode.
I agree with that.
Draft picks are going to be more important to them than anything. It would have to be, the final piece of the puzzle. After a Sohan, after a Keldon Johnson, after whomever, but I just think you've got 3 guys there. If that Markkanen trade happened, you've got your foundation, and you bring a Markkanen in here, and this is going to shock the hell out of everybody. And if Chris Paul is anything, if he can give you anything, you've got a hell of a starting lineup with Vassell, Markkanen, Wemby, and Chris Paul, and then throw in whoever you want to throw in. You got a hell of a lineup that I think can make some noise in this league. And so I think you have to consider that. I mean, where do you want to go? You're building, but you bring Markkanen, and then you've got to replace Vassell. Then you got to replace this guy. So you can't just keep trying to replace everybody. You got to keep a team here, and that's why I want to see Vassell stay here. And I obviously put more value on him than you do, and a lot of other people do, but I just think this guy is going to get better and better. And the Spurs think so too. They wouldn't have paid him what they paid him.
I think his contract, it was time, it was market, and they got it done.
Why not get rid of him then? If you don't like him, why are you going to pay him? I mean, you act like it's like, well, he just whatever. It was just time. We got to pay him. The guy's a good player.
He is a good player. He's not a great player. And I
not yet. He's 23 years old.
Yeah, he's already got his next contract.
He's 23.
I'm with you. But, just like Keldon Johnson got another contract and you're ready to put him out there, you're not applying the same set of rules that you just laid out for Devin Vassell.
Had a little bit more of an opportunity here.
All right, but they drafted him and paid him. Why would they want to get rid of him if they paid him?
Well, his contract's about over, isn't it?
No, he's got 3 more years.
There's 3 more.
He's got 3 more years. But what I'm saying, though, is you apply one set of standards to Devin Vassell, and they did the exact same thing with Keldon Johnson, but you look at it completely different.
Do you think that Keldon Johnson is as good as Devin Vassell?
No.
There you go.
But do I think Devin Vassell, and I don't want to see Devin traded, but if Devin is what it takes to get a great player, I'm going from good to great. That is the Spurs mantra.
Well, then they better not give away the farm draft pick wise. If you're going to give away right now your second best player, you better not give the farm away draft pick wise. So it has to be a mixed bag. What does Utah want?
Well, and those are things we don't know. And I do trust the Spurs front office enough not to go make a bad deal. So if Devin is included, it's partly because that is a good deal. Now, the thing that we're arguing about Devin Vassell, we don't even know if Danny Ainge wants a Devin Vassell in that contract. It might just be all picks.
It could be.
But if it takes a player to get it done, and Danny is adamant that this deal is only getting done for Devin Vassell, if he is the deal breaker, he is gone. If I am making that decision
you would trade him right now 1-on-1.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that Lauri Markkanen at 27 years old, Devin Vassell at 23. I believe Vassell's got some growing to do, and you got to have another piece. You have to.
See, Emmett says, can't read that. Markkanen is worth trading Vassell if it comes down to that. All right, so one agrees with me. I think Kevin is going to disagree at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Kevin, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Yeah, I agree with Joe on this. You got more upside in Devin Vassell, and he's already shown some chemistry with Wemby. You just drafted Stephen Castle, and you just traded for Chris Paul. Y'all are talking about Chris Paul in the starting lineup. I think Chris Paul is more of a piece to help Castle develop into a great point guard, and then you've got a fantastic backcourt in Castle and Vassell to complement Wemby.
I agree, Kevin, but didn't Trey Jones and Wemby develop a pretty good chemistry, and you have no problem replacing him right away? I mean, it's what's gonna make your overall basketball team better for the long run, and that is what the Spurs are trying to build right now. And again, I'm not anti-Devin Vassell. I don't want him gone, but if he has to go, the only untradeable player on the Spurs roster right now is Victor.
You still got to have players, and you can't just keep replacing guys. You trade away Vassell, Keldon Johnson, unless he shows dramatic improvement. Jeremy Sohan, I'm not impressed at all thus far with him. So, I mean, you got to have guys. So what are you going to do? Just you got Markkanen.
I'm not going to go with 3 guys. I mean, I'll fill out the roster.
You got Markkanen and Wemby, and then you're trying to replace them in the draft. And against, look, Stephon Castle is a great college player. We don't know what he's going to be in the NBA.
It's all projection.
We don't know how good he's going to be or how quickly he comes together. I think Devin Vassell's got a lot of upside. He's still very young, and I just can't see, especially if it's a one-on-one trade. I just don't know.
It's not going to be a one-on-one, but yeah, there's
want draft picks.
There's going to be, and Danny Ainge wants a lot of picks. But if he wants a player and it's Devin, it's done. You guys continue to react. This is fun. 210-656. Being a GM is easy. 656-3776.
See how we already disagree.
More of your calls coming up here on the Blitz.
94.1 FM.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Looking for a way to elevate your engine's performance? Start with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. It provides faster oil flow for hot and cold temperature protection in the harshest driving conditions. Regular use can help your engine run cleaner and longer by defending against sludge and buildup, improving overall engine performance and fuel efficiency while increasing the time between oil changes. Make the switch without slowing down. Feed your ride Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. Available now at Napa locations nationwide.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Small businesses are the engines that power our country. So why is it so hard for them to acquire business funding for things like expansion and cash flow? Meet Swish Funding, the business funding platform exclusively for small businesses. Whether it's $25,000 or even $2 million, our process takes just minutes with cash in less than 24 hours. You must be in business for at least 1 year with an average monthly revenue of at least $25,000 at swishfunding.com. Swishfunding.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of consumer cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Save money by shopping local for your fireworks at Mr. W Fireworks. At Mr. W Fireworks, we have been doing this for a long time, since 1963. We never charge any hidden fees, and we pass our savings down to the customer. Don't overpay for your fireworks ever again. We are proud to guarantee the lowest prices on fireworks around, and the biggest selection too. We have locations across area. Visit MrWFireworks.com to find us. Shop logo and save 50 to 80% more at Mr. W Fireworks.
This is AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6 for the perfect ride to work on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
I'm GM1. You're GM2.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You're the GM for the Nets, the GM for the Spurs.
Sure.
Look, I love all this talk about Lauri Markkanen, and I think he'd be an ideal fit next to Wembanyama. I just believe that. Wait a minute, Pledge has got something up. What is
that's
this?
old.
Pledge?
That's old.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just trying to make a point against you.
Oh, he is?
Make your head explode.
I don't know what.
Although when you look, and that was for Rudy Gobert. I mean, you look at everything that the Jazz got for Rudy Gobert, and it was a ton of picks and some players, all that kind of stuff. You look at the two trades that have happened, the big trades already in free agency. And Mikal Bridges, sometimes you hear 4, sometimes you hear 5 picks. It was 4 picks and a pick swap, a first-round unprotected pick swap in 28, and there was a player involved. You look at the Pelicans, they're going to send Atlanta 2 first-round picks for DeJounte Murray. Remember, Atlanta sent 3 first-round picks to the Spurs for Murray, and they were unprotected. So trying to figure out what is the current market is probably part of the discussions that Danny Ainge is looking at the high-end comp with the Nets and Knicks deal. And I'm sure Brian Wright is trying to go, well, Atlanta, the most recent trade, they sent DeJounte 2 first rounds. And I think sometimes you might say, well, this player is better than that player. I don't know how much that matters if you're just looking at what is the current market for trades. And quite frankly, it seems kind of up in the air right now.
Well, I think obviously Utah, if they get rid of Markkanen, they're looking to rebuild. They're going to want draft picks. And judging by what Mikal Bridges garnered, they're going to be looking in that same neighborhood. Now, they want one of the Spurs young players, or are draft picks enough? And then it comes down to what draft picks are we talking about? I mean, that's going to be a big key. The Spurs have a ton. They've got a lot. Some maybe a little more important than others. So all of those things it's going to come down to. It just depends. Spurs have had interest in Markkanen before. So they know this guy. They've obviously like him. So it just depends on the asking price, and that's going to be the key. And how bad do the Utah Jazz want to get rid of him? And then you've got to make sure that the guy signs, which there's got to be a part of any deal. Obviously, you're not going to give up anything if he's not willing to sign a new contract.
It's and that's it. If there's no new deal, there's no conversation.
No, there has to be.
I just know and feel like if it's really down, as Chris Haynes is reporting from Bleacher Report, between Golden State, who's the aggressor, and San Antonio, there's no way Brian Wright should lose this deal to Golden State. And we won't be able to know if we should be mad at Brian Wright or not until after we see what the compensation is. But if we're mad at Brian Wright for, if hypothetical right now, if Golden State ends up with Markkanen and it's for not as much as we're thinking it is, then we're mad at Brian Wright.
Of course.
If it's, holy crap, I'm glad Brian didn't do that deal, right? I mean, but if it's the Spurs and Warriors, the Spurs have more tradable players and more picks than Golden State does, unless there's a third or maybe even a fourth team involved.
Yeah, I think if Golden State is going to get this done, they've got to have some partners. I don't see any other way that they get it done. But obviously, they lose Klay Thompson. They're trying to replace him with a good young player. Markkanen fits that bill. I just don't know that they've got the capital, the assets to get a deal done like that. And that's going to be the issue without involving somebody else. And you're right. Look, if the Spurs want Markkanen, they've got the capital to go get him and make this deal happen. It's just what is we can sit here and talk about what we think Markkanen's worth. What do the Spurs think he's worth? That's the key. And they may be a little more conservative than you and I are being.
I wonder if they would be a little bit more aggressive in the senses they wanted him before and didn't land him.
Yeah.
How much does Pomp covet what he brings to the table, and how much does he covet what he brings to the table now that he'll be paired alongside Wemby?
Well,
and
sure.
I almost wonder if it's even more so now because of what he can offer. And then you've got the 2 7-footers and all of that kind of business. And you kind of go that route. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Not only that, Jason, think about this. Markkanen, Wemby, both 7-footers, both can stretch the defense, both can shoot 3-pointers. That's a dangerous combination right there, my friend.
It really is. Hey, Eli, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I was just saying that Vassell and 2 unprotected first rounds for Lauri is the Spurs getting robbed. You only give up Vassell if you're getting an all-NBA player. Lauri is not that much better than Vassell.
Not that much better, but better. And does stuff differently than Devin Vassell. And again, I don't want to trade Devin, but I'm willing to trade Devin, and I'm willing to trade Devin if that's not an unprotected pick next year. How much do the Spurs value that Atlanta pick next year? And that's where the negotiating is coming in. What is Danny Ainge after? I mean, if Danny Ainge is dumping salary, he's not going to want to bring on Devin Vassell, and that makes it a moot point. Unless he thinks Devin can be something that he can then use to trade to get even more picks down the road, because that's how the game works. All these GMs now, all they want seemingly are pick after pick after pick after pick.
Well, and there's a reason why, because you use it for stuff just like this, right? As money, as cash to go out and get the player that you want. And again, I think Devin Vassell still got a lot of upside, and I think he would be a good 3rd or 4th, even 4th guy on a team that has an opportunity to win a championship. I think the Spurs are high on him, and I think it would take a lot. And look, Markkanen, I think, is a better player than Vassell as it sits right now. Look, everybody forgets Markkanen when he first came into the league sucked. He wasn't that good. He's been really good with Utah. And we sit here and talk about, well, Devin Vassell put up a lot of numbers with a bad team. What the hell did Markkanen do? Same thing. It's the exact same thing. So, you got to look at everything and take it with a grain of salt. The guy is good. I'd love to have him on this basketball team. Don't get me wrong. But I think Devin Vassell's got a lot of upside. And we are undervaluing what the Spurs think of him, number one, and the reality of his talent, number 2.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Coming up, we got some major news that will impact local high school football we'll get into. And let's give away some tickets right now to go see Andrew Schultz, comedian, going to be at the Aztec Theater September 12th. We've got tickets to give away, a pair of tickets right now. Going to caller number 9, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You want to go see comedian Andrew Schultz, the Life Tour? Caller, what'd I say, 9? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you don't win the tickets, you can buy them livenation.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, what does the NCAA owe to players that were around before NIL?
Let's get to the serious business. The holiday's here. You're putting some meat on a fire. We'll talk about holiday preparations and reparations. Get here early. The holiday edition starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, Whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind. The new Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with new Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Summer's greatest hits are going on now, and Macy's July 4th sale has summer's greatest savings, like 20 to 60% off warm weather styles to refresh your look. Shop amazing limited time specials like swim and cover-ups for your next beach day, 50% off. And sandals from On 34th, Tommy Hilfiger, and more, 30 to 40% off. Going on now at Macy's. Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase, except gift cards, services, and fees. Savings off already reduced prices, exclusions apply.
Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com.
If you're looking for a new couch, you could cut down on expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Because you know you've had this couch for too long. Sure, you've had good times together, but a ripped-up cushion is not a fond memory. It's a sign. Notice how other people have couches with 2 armrests? Now that's living, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new couch. Please, it's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Summer. What's not to love? Well, maybe not the scorching temperatures. Every day can't be 75 degrees with a breeze. So I went to Kohl's and stocked up on looks that'll keep me and my husband cool all season long. I got 20% off already great prices on linen dresses, cute jumpsuits, and comfy polos. Plus, I saved $15 because I spent over $75. And I earned Kohl's cash. So bring on the summer heat. We're ready to weather it in style. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Offers end July 7th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
Howdy, San Antonio. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're locked on the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, timing is everything, isn't it? Good to hear Andrew Monaco's voice. Well, we're going to talk a little Aggies. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Brent Zorneman from the Houston Chronicle just posted an article. Trev Alberts talking today, the Aggies athletic director. His timeline, a little bit different than what we heard from Schlossnagle.
Uh-huh.
Shocking, right?
Sure.
Because remember, there was no indication until they lost the championship that Schlossnagle was Schlossnagling the Aggies and going to UT, right?
Right.
Quote, we talked at length, Alberts told the Houston Chronicle on Tuesday, finally earning an audience with Schlossnagle prior to the Super Regional. Quote, I said, are you frustrated? Is there anything I can do? And at the end of the conversation, I said, Jim, if you're not happy here and you want to leave, that's okay. But please don't hurt the program and don't hurt our kids. That's what I said. And he said, I will never do that, Trev. I said, okay. So that part of the conversation appears to be true, because we know when Schlossnagle left. Albert said that Tuesday, June 11th, following the Aggies' 2 wins over Oregon in the Super Regional, a meeting was called with the 12th Man Foundation to discuss the $80 million redevelopment of Bluebell Park. Quote, he didn't come to that meeting. 2 days later, I called a search firm and said, let's get ready to do a search. Schlossnagle had told the Star Telegram last week, and we talked about this, that Trev told him, if you don't feel like this place isn't for you, it's okay to move on. Trev did say that. Said he hosted, we hosted a regional, and after the regional, I said, can we meet? Alberts explained. We scheduled a meeting for Monday, June 3rd. He canceled. Scheduled a meeting for that Tuesday. He canceled. That Wednesday, I went and I sat, and his son was in his office. So I sat in assistant Nolan Kane's office, talked for 40 minutes with Nolan until he came in. That's when the "Are you frustrated?" conversation finally took place. This has been in the works for a while.
There's no doubt.
No surprise that it's been in the works for a while. And according to Trev Alberts, he had several donors tell him that Schlossnagle intended to leave A&M. Doesn't say when those donors were telling him that, but you go back to when probably about the same time Texas season ended early and didn't result in a CWS appearance, and Chris Del Conte probably he
called him.
Absolutely.
Hey, buddy, we're friends, and that's the way it goes. I got some news here that we're talking about Golden State.
Yep.
Right, being aggressive. They are sending, according to Woj, Minnesota a future second-round pick swap and cash in a sign-and-trade deal to acquire former Spur Kyle Anderson. He's going to sign a 3-year, $27 million deal with the Warriors.
Good for Kyle.
Does that mean anything in the whole Lauri Markkanen sweepstakes?
Probably not.
I don't know.
I mean, they still got to fill their roster. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Kyle Anderson's been playing some pretty good ball. He played really well for the Timberwolves in their run. So that's not a bad deal for them.
Not a bad deal. On the high school front, Ty Hawkins is leaving Johnson High School to go to IMG Academy. That's a bummer.
Well, it sucks. And Kellen Mond did the same thing.
Yep.
And it just, I feel bad for everybody else. I understand these guys want to go and do what they think is best for them. But I feel bad for their teammates.
When Kellen Mond left, I felt like Reagan had a legit shot at winning a state championship that year.
No question.
With the Reagan Rattlers. I don't know if this Johnson team is a state championship team with Ty Hawkins. They're certainly not without Ty Hawkins. But Ty Hawkins is the best quarterback in the city and has been committed to TCU for seemingly forever now. And he hasn't wavered on that. I know he's been going to all these elite camps and all that kind of stuff. I'm just not a fan of the IMG Academy model and what it does to your senior year. No different than when Quinn Ewers graduated early and went to Ohio State in what should have been his freshman year or senior year of high school to make that his freshman year of college.
Well, if Hawkins is committed to TCU, why go to IMG?
Well, it makes you wonder, although the exposure and the experience, maybe some NIL dollars that he would garner just because of what IMG offers and the training that he's going to get. I just feel bad for TP Miller, the head coach over at Johnson, because all the planning has been about him, and he is a stud. He really is a stud. Selfishly, our first game on 94-1 this football season is Judson, and a big reason for that, is Ty Hawkins and Mark Soto playing Johnson and all that kind of stuff. But I know what Kellen Mond leaving did to Reagan, and I hate that. I think the same thing might happen to the Johnson Jaguars this year.
Well, obviously they got to scramble, and whoever their backup quarterback is has got to get in there and get it done right away. So, yeah, I hate it. I really do. And I hate it for Johnson. I hated it for Reagan. These kids got to do what they feel is best for them. But if he's truly committed to TCU, it makes little sense to me anyway that you would leave Johnson and go to IMG. So we'll watch and see.
And I know he tells the Express News, he's always wanted to go there, always wanted to play there, all that kind of stuff. And to a degree, I get that, but I'm not a fan of the IMG Academy and what it does to the team and the teammates that you're leaving behind, the ones that you battled with, his friends, and I'm sure they'll all support him. And and again, chase your dreams, but at the same time, man, I'm not a fan of what that did. He writes on social media, "Dear San Antonio and the Johnson community, as I prepare for the next chapter of my career, I wanted to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to all of you who have supported me during my time here." What you expect, like I said, just not a fan at all of that move.
Well, we'll see.
Fan of Ty, but not a fan of the move.
We'll see how the Jags respond and what they can do. Still have to be considered one of the best in the city.
Yeah, they've got a solid squad over there. And again, maybe one that can make a deep playoff run because the playoff format and who they have to play. Like Reagan, I thought was a legit state championship caliber team with Kellen Mond.
Oh, no, there's no doubt they were. Yes.
I don't know that I would say the same about Johnson, although they are one of the top ranked. I think they're in the top 25 maybe in Dave Campbell's preseason poll that just came out. They're up there, but making that deep playoff run, playing some of the Austin schools and the Dallas schools, I don't know that they would have won a state championship this year like I felt with Reagan, but a deep playoff run for sure.
Well, I mean, you know how it is. Your quarterback's the head of the snake, as they say.
Yep.
So the head just got cut off.
Yep.
So you got to find a new head. And that's not always easy. And it's got to be a bummer for those for his teammates. I'm sure he's told them and talked to them, and they're going to say the right things for sure, but it sucks.
It does. I know a lot in the Reagan community weren't happy with Kellen Mond.
Not at all.
When he left.
I wasn't happy with him.
That's it. I mean, he was one of 20 quarterbacks selected to participate in the Elite 11 finals last month, and he's been playing a lot of 7-on-7 tournaments. Yeah, so I don't know. Just looking at some of his stats from last year, thinking about how they would be this year.
Interesting stuff. But again, best of luck to him. I don't wish anything bad on him, but I mean, it just seems, I don't know. I hate it when they do that.
Yep. Wish them none but the best.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about.
Yep.
Let's see. Pledge was doing something over there. I thought he was coming to me. You watch any soccer last night?
No, I didn't. Or the night before, or the night before that, or the night before that.
There was a soccer game last night.
There was?
Yeah, Team USA lost.
They lost, huh?
Probably going to fire their coach now.
Was
an embarrassing loss.
Was it a barn burner?
It was a 1-0 game.
Wow, 1-0. Isn't that what the finger up?
Yes, 1-0.
1-0.
A setback. Yeah, it goes with the territory.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know what we do every Tuesday about this time? Our injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at tsaog.com. Let's welcome in Dr. Eloy Ochoa on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Doc, how's your Tuesday?
Not too shabby. How you guys doing?
Doing well, Doc. I don't want to talk about initially about an injury that has happened, but preventive injury because 4th of July is coming up. And it never fails that, there's going to be some knucklehead out there that loses a finger or two this week. And you go back, everybody brings up JPP with the Giants when he did. Should somebody have an accident and lose a finger or two, what are the first steps they need to do when that happens?
Well, first of all, it's super rare for that to occur, despite a lot of stupidity out there. Usually it's more of a burn or soft tissue injury. It's hard to imagine, the kinds of fireworks you'd have to be holding in your hands for you to actually lose the finger. And in his case, it probably more likely was, not a matter of the type of injury you have with a saw where you actually cut your finger off. And I think that's what you meant by your question. In that scenario, you want to just keep that finger cool on ice if you can, or something like that, and get to the emergency room as soon as possible. And we always recommend, which is also not something people normally think about, is that you want to go to a trauma center for that type of an injury and save time to go directly to the university or to BAMC or somewhere like that where they have some experience and teams that can try to save that limb or that save that finger. But in his case, and for most people with firework type injuries, they're a little bit different. They're more of a burning injury and a soft tissue injury. You don't necessarily lose the finger, but you have quite a bit of soft tissue damage that eventually ends up needing an amputation. So
wow. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen to anybody out there.
But if it does, we all will see those on our Instagram reels on Friday.
Yeah, I get it.
And so if you blow off a finger, pick it up and put it on ice is really what you're saying.
Well, that's what
true.
I'm wondering. And this is not for you, Doc. I mean, you probably thinking this too. I get my finger blown off. I'm not sure. I'm like, oh, well, there it is. Let me get it and go put it on ice. You got to have somebody else to help you out with that.
Usually, if you're lucky, you have somebody who has their head on their shoulders and doesn't panic, and they know to do that. Otherwise, you're.
Well, see, and that's what I'm clarifying, because chances are, if you're doing that, there is a cooler with ice and beer nearby.
Yeah,
so borrow that ice.
Yes.
Right.
Wow.
The koozie works. One of those big foam koozies. That's a good place too for it.
All right. So at least we know it's true.
Well, it's timely.
Keep your fingers, but just in case.
Yeah. Pick it up, put it on ice.
Please
say yes. Sorry, Doc. We go down rabbit holes sometimes. This is one of them. I got to ask you about Kristaps Porzingis because he had surgery and he might miss the start of the season. This before, but the injury that he suffered, and I won't even try. The medial.
medial retinaculum.
Yeah. Thank you. Very rare. But why do you think it's going to take that long to heal with something like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure the time frame they gave. He's going to do, pretty well with this injury, even though it's a rare injury. It's pretty simple to, it's fairly straightforward to fix. It's a common injury, but it's common on the other side of the ankle. So there's a couple of tendons that run on the outside of the ankle, and they run in like a little groove behind the bone of the ankle. And on top of the groove, there's a piece of tissue that's real thick, and that holds it in place. It prevents the tendons from kind of jumping out of place. And that little tissue is called retinaculum. And when it tears, what happens is those tendons, as you turn and twist your ankle, instead of staying in the groove, they dislocate around the fibula, and then they pop back into place. And, obviously that causes pain and issues. And so you have to go and reconstruct that ligament and make sure they stay in their place. And so in this case, he injured the other side, and it's a different tendon that's on the inside of the ankle, and they have to do the same procedures, just kind of reconstruct. And anytime you reconstruct soft tissue, it takes, it's got very poor blood supply. So it takes about 3 months to heal. And then of course we want you to do 1 to 3 months of strengthening and rehab. So, we're talking in that 4 to 6 month range usually.
It's going to be interesting. The Astros are playing good baseball now, despite seemingly their starting rotation out with Tommy John surgery. Although, I guess, should Astro fans be relieved that Olivia Ortega, he had surgery to remove a bone spur in his right elbow. So he had surgery, but it wasn't Tommy John. So should we celebrate it was just bone spur surgery for him? Seems like their doc likes to give everybody Tommy John surgery.
Well, everybody has such a low threshold for that nowadays too. No, I mean, I think the short term, yes, I think you say that's a win, and it's usually done arthroscopically, and it's not uncommon for throwers to have some areas in their elbow that develop little bone spurs, and you can have some pain and internal impingement in those areas. And sometimes that's all you need is to get you back. And it's, hopefully a win. Like I said, it's not a guarantee, certainly, that that's going to take care of the problem long term. We'll have to see.
That brings up an interesting point, Doc. When you guys say we're going to say the knee, we're going to go in there and clean it out. Is that where you're talking about bone spurs and stuff like that?
No, that's a little different. And, it's a procedure that is still probably the most common procedure we do in orthopedics. But over the past 15, 20 years, we do it less than we used to. And the clean out that we're doing is usually cartilage damage. So it's early arthritis. If somebody develops arthritis in the joint, the cartilage starts to kind of tear and fall apart, and you have these loose, unstable edges that can catch, or unstable meniscus tears that are a result of early arthritis. And so we go in there and we clean off or smooth out the edges in the hopes that makes a difference, basically. And sometimes it helps quite a bit, but as you can imagine, if you've got a lot of arthritis in there, it's usually temporary, and the arthritis is going to come back and flare up at some point in the future. The younger you are, the more likely that is to help you, and it's because you have less arthritis in the knee when you have that procedure done.
Very true. Dr. Eloy Ochoa, appreciate the knowledge, the insight, and the pre-planning just in case for the 4th of July. Be safe out there, Doc.
All righty, you guys too. Have a good one.
Appreciate it, Dr. Eloy Ochoa, with the injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at tsaog.com. Dr. Ochoa and all our guests join on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
I had a bottle rocket hit me on the top of the foot one time.
Really?
Yeah. And he's right. It didn't blow off a toe or anything, but it's a burn.
I had one. We were shooting off fireworks at the coast, and one of the deals fell.
Yeah.
And it hit me in the back, knocked me down. I had a bruise, but didn't even burn my coat.
Wow.
But you got to be careful.
Dude, I'm telling you, now this bottle rocket was like radar guided.
Uh-huh.
Because I was sticking them in the ground. The kids were there, and Jack Daniels were good friends.
Yeah.
We're no longer friends.
No.
But I had flip-flops on. And this thing, it was like, it just went down straight at me, hit me in the top of the foot, and went bam.
Well, that explains the feet pictures we see now.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nice little scar.
That damn bottle rocket.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that one. Maybe I'll have to send those out.
I've never studied the foot pick enough to know.
I'll give you a close-up.
Please don't.
A little close-up. You can see the scar.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Maybe show it to me and all of our listeners out at Circa Swim in August.
Yeah, I could do that. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, that'd get people to say, well, let's book that trip and go with the Blitz Boys out to Las Vegas.
So we're going to see Joe's foot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea, Jim.
Now, the great idea is to come hang out with us in Vegas for Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend, August 22nd through the 25th. The Blitz will be live out there that Thursday and Friday. Then we're staying for the weekend. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. So join the Blitz in Vegas. You want to come on this trip with us, and we know you do. Details and discounted rooms available. Click that link at sasportstar.com and plan your trip now to join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. It's going to be a lot of fun. You doing a show tonight? Extra innings with Pledge coming up next. More Lauri Markkanen.
That's probably all it's going to be.
All it's going to be. It's going to be creepy for the next hour here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding 281 with the Blitz.